Scottish Claymores have made their point. They're #1 right now, greatly due to a stifling defense and the heroics of Sean LaChapelle. While Amsterdam hopes to revisit the land of touchdown celebrations. But to do so, Will Fuhrer needs to avoid the sack to get back on track. From Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam, Holland, it's the Scottish Claymores paying a call on the Amsterdam Admirals. And hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins, along with former All-Pro defensive lineman Bill Moss. And Bill, the home team here, well, they've been very, very good at home. And they've gotten on the road. They've turned flat ugly. They got to keep it going here in Amsterdam.
Jekyll and Hyde, and you're right. They have to keep it going here at Amsterdam if they want to beat the Scottish Claymores. And the key to beating them is shutting down two people. Number 27, running back Sharon Stacy, and number 88, wide receiver Sean LaChapelle. But in order to do that, you have to control their offensive line because that's the engine that makes this thing work. And it reminds me of an old Chiefs-Raiders game. If you want to stop them, you're going to have to beat them up. You're going to have to beat them up for 60 minutes.
And the Claymores an interesting team. Yes, they've already won the championship. Yes, they get home field for the World Bowl. But yes, this is a team on a mission, and they want more.
Yeah, they do. And Jim Kreiner, their head coach, has just two individuals that do it. Their defense plays a big part in it, too. And they play team defense. Keep an eye on them tonight. They're something to watch.
Claymores, of course, they want this win just for consistency's sake. Amsterdam, they need this win to have another chance at the Claymores, they hope, in the World Bowl. Back with the opening kickoff after this.
Today's game is brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 Summer Olympic Games. Make it a Bud Light. And by AT&T, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team.
Every town has its share of conflict.
I'm a transsexual.
Well, my daughter's in his class.
Every town has its share of tragedies.
Is he going to die?
Dear God in heaven. And through all the struggles,
I don't even know who you are anymore.
every family must find a way to triumph.
The good in this world still outweighs
The solutions. Take a look beyond the picket fences. Weekends at 7/6 Central on FX.
You won't hit him, you promised. Though you feel the anger rising as you stand on the lawn. Your fist is shadow sliding over your son's face. You won't hit him because the boy looks like you once did. Catcher's mitt slipping from his hand, paint chips, glass shattered at his feet. Because this time, you are the father, and you won't do what your father would have done.
If you or someone you know needs to talk about not hitting a child, phone 1-800-4...
Take a stand.
We welcome you back to Olympic Stadium. Barry Tompkins, Bill Moss. There's where we are, right up at the tip-top here, if you will, of continental Europe.
Is that it?
That's it. That's where we are.
I'll tell you, I've been all over Europe, not sure where I wake up anymore. I need that red dot to let me know where we're at.
Unfortunately, it's been on my forehead a great deal. Al Luganville, a guy who really has his work cut out for him today. He has a team that has been decimated with injury.
Play all that players.
And he really doesn't know, I don't think, who's going to show up, who's going to play, and if his team, figuratively speaking, is going to show up, Bill.
Here we go.
Jim Kreiner, on the other hand, he's got his team really on a major role, and I'm sure what Jim is saying is just go out and do what you've been doing.
Yeah, they have, and I'll tell you what they have been doing is running the ball. And until you stop the run with Sharon Stacy, you won't be able to stop the Scottish Claymores.
So the Claymores are going to kick it off to the Amsterdam Admirals. And the deep man for the Admirals, Theo Blanco, will be to the near side, and it's going to be Blanco who's going to handle this. National player at about the 5-yard line. Gets back to 10, to 15, to the 20, to the 25-yard line. And will be stopped at about the 28-yard line. So Blanco on special teams gets a chance to return that kick, and you might have seen T.C. Wright saying, go ahead, you take it. Will Fuhrer is going to be the man who's going to have to take the Amsterdam Admirals. Top-rated quarterback in the World League, but he, too, because of all the injuries, he hasn't really had an opportunity to work on his timing with his receivers because all his receivers have been banged up.
You know what they've done, too? They changed offensive schemes on him. And 2 weeks ago, they put in a new offense. This is actually the third week he's had a chance to run it.
Bobo comes to the near side. Chandler goes to the far side. Double slot. They'll run out of that a lot. They give to T.C. Wright on first down. And Wright is stopped by Gerald Jeffcoat in the middle of the field. We talk about the injuries that this team has had, and it's really a question of who's going to show up. Philip Bobo has got a bad thumb, and he took 4 stitches in his hand. Diedrich Smith has got a rib problem, suffered against London last Monday. T.C. Wright, a bruised sternum. He couldn't breathe. It really scared him, actually. He saw Etheridge is injured. This is a team beset with problems, and they didn't get anything on first down. Fuhrer will go up, looks for Bobo, knocked down nicely that time by James Williams. Let's take a look at the backs and receivers as they line up for this Amsterdam Admiral team. Admirable is what they'd like to be, actually. T.C. Wright, the running back. Vito Bryant, they'll put him in the slot, but you'll see him in a setback position as well. Philip Bobo is the go-to guy. 3rd down and 10. Fuhrer will put it up again. Now he has to step up, roll away, and throws across his body, and incomplete. He just couldn't quite get the ball to the intended receiver, who was Bino Bryant.
You know, they were in shotgun formation, all 3 of those plays, and a quick offensive huddle. They just came up to the line of scrimmage and tried to get the thing moving, trying to catch the Claymores off balance. But you see what got them going for the Claymores was their pass rush, and it's been there for them all year.
Mark Sander, middle linebacker, the guy really putting the pressure on Fuhrer and flushing him out of there. Fuhrer had to throw across his body. That's a tough thing to do. Line drive kick headed for Gissendaner, drives him back to the 30-yard line, lets it bounce, and it takes a Scottish Claymore bounce at about the 32, and that's where the Claymores will put it in play.
Lee Gissendaner seemed to have lost that punt up in the sun.
Sun is in a very strange position. It's kind of low, and as a result of that, it's even hard to pick the lines of the field up exactly where the ball is being marked. There's a look at Steve Matthews, and here's some of the vitals on him. Played a college quarterback and hadn't played as a pro either.
As a junior, he broke his leg on a quarterback sneak and missed 2 years of football. So this World League experience for him has really been instrumental in his comeback to the NFL.
They run out of the I formation with Stacy, the tailback. He gets the call, sweep right, and he got about a yard, maybe 2. Mike Evans.
Nice play by Mike Evans. I'll tell you what, he held up that corner, and that's what you're going to have to do to take away the running game, is you're going to have to use up those corners, the tackle and the lead blockers. And you can see right there, if you stop the run, you take away half of their total offense. These 2 guys account for 69% of the team's total yards.
Actually lost a yard on a play. We'll call it 2nd and 11 as LaChapelle comes to the near side. They bring Stacy up on a wing this time. Straight back to pass goes Matthews. Big rush comes, throws deep, and nowhere near the intended receiver.
Well, very rarely do you see Stacy in a slot position. You know when he's up on the line of scrimmage that it's going to be a pass, and that time Amsterdam was ready. And you can see the backs and receivers right there, and Sharon Stacy's going to get a lot of work today. We're going to see him. We've been talking about him. But 88, Sean LaChapelle, that's the guy they tried to throw to there. You're going to see a lot of him when they need big yardage.
They go with split backs this time on 3rd down and 11. Back to pass again, Matthews. Matthews with a lot of time. Now he runs out of time, throwing deep, well covered and well defended that time by Kelly Sims. Sims playing the corner, seems to like the corner and just doing a heck of a job.
Kelly Sims has played everywhere. He's played 3 positions. He's lined up at corner, how he is now, and he's lined up at safety and nickel backer. So he's a guy they utilize everywhere. And he also has 3 touchdowns to account for a big part of their offense.
Vito Bryant will be the deep man to receive the punt of Paul McCallum, and you see McCallum averaging just under 34 yards a kick. This is a returnable ball for Bryant, and he's hit. There's going to be a flag. Did not give him the space required to catch the football. Forey Duckett was just right there. And Duckett was exactly what Vino Bryant was trying to do.
He took a lick. There's no question about that. And it's going to be a 15-yard penalty and give the Amsterdam Admirals nice field position, a short field for their offense to start working.
Interference with the opportunity to catch the kick. It's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So excellent field position. Take another look at it. You got to give the man 3 yards, and Forey Duckett gave him absolutely nothing. He got there before the ball did.
We see Forey Duckett. He gets down there quick, but he just doesn't time it. He didn't. He put it. The helmet was in his hands before the ball was.
Ball just short of midfield at the 49-yard line, so good field position for the Amsterdam Admirals. They come to the line of scrimmage now with Bobo coming to the near side. Smith slots inside of him. To the far side, Darren Chandler.
You know, it's been very interesting thus far. Will Fuhr has lined up every down in shotgun formation. You know, last week and prior week, we always see him under center. But he's trying to avoid the rush and give himself time to set up.
They did everything last week off a 7-man drop, and quite frankly, it just didn't work at all. Fuhr to throw on first down, a little clear out for Jones, makes the catch, and dropped at about the 43-yard line.
Well, the key to their success for Amsterdam is going to have to be the guys up front. Last week, they couldn't block anybody, and Will Fuhr was scrambling all over the field. So these guys right here have their work cut out for him. And number 71, Mario Cristobal, he gets the start for an injured Don Willis.
It's a very tough chore, and especially going out of the shotgun makes the center's job that much more difficult. They give it an inside handoff this time to Wright, trying to get outside, turns the corner and picks up about a yard. Cracked down hard by George Coghill.
Well, George Coghill is one of the big hitters, but the unit that makes this defense go are the guys up front. DeWitt, Jeffcoat, Parton, and Carroll, you watch them. They're rarely on the ground. That's surprising, because you usually as a defensive lineman, you get your feet tangled up. With the offensive lineman, you end up on the ground, but not these guys. They're always standing up, and they're always chasing the ball.
Third down now and 2. And they go out of the power I this time. Now in motion comes the H-back, who is Etheridge, and they give to Wright, and Wright's going to get the first down and more to about the 35-yard line. And it's Coghill again on the stop, but a first down for the Admirals.
Well, they've had trouble running the ball. And you see right there, number 79, Kevin Farkas, he does a good job at bringing his man down to the ground. He's beat, but he pulls his man down. And there, Bino Bryant finds enough room to pick up the first down. And they need to run the ball, too. They need to get this offense going, run and pass, to have a chance of winning.
They go out of the shotgun once again with T.C. Wright, the lone running back, and a double slot. And Fuhr will go up on first down. Flag down. Fuhr steps up, throwing wide open. Bobo, he overthrew it. Now we'll see about the flag. Flag went down early. Fuhr just flat missed him.
And he's had that problem all year. And we've talked to their coaches about it. And he says the long ball, he's having a problem with the accuracy. He has the arm strength, and he has the composure in the pocket, but the accuracy has been a problem for Will Fuhr.
And blown coverage clearly by the Claymores. Let's listen.
Illegal substitution. Number 72, reported as a tight end on the previous play, did not change his status. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Take a look
Penalties
at these
have been a big problem.
Go ahead.
Penalties have been a real big problem for Amsterdam. You see the numbers right there? I mean, that's an additional 200 yards the opposite way. And every time they seem to get something going, they get a penalty and they start going backwards.
First and 15 now. Again, Fuhr to throw. Does so. Throws too tall for Bobo. And incomplete. James Williams on the coverage.
You know, this new offense they're running, they got 4 wideouts, and the slot receivers are key in the Amsterdam's offense. And the guys that have to cover them are the linebackers. Arnold Ali, Mark Sanders, and Shannon Jones. Now, Jones is going to be out a lot because with 4 wideouts, they play nickel situation. That's 5 DBs, so Shannon Jones will be coming out.
Second and 15 now. Fuhr again back to pass. 4-man rush. Fuhr with time steps up and throws to nobody as once again the intended receiver, who this time was Diedrich Smith, was just kind of caught up about 8 yards from where Fuhr was throwing it. That's just a communications problem.
These guys right here are the problem. I mean, yeah, Will Fuhr had a communication problem on that play, but these guys right here account for 17 interceptions. They lead the world league in interceptions. And the nucleus of the whole defense is Fuller and Coghill, the safeties. I mean, you talk to Ray Wilsey and Jim Kreiner, and they just rave about the play of these two guys.
Third down and 15, they come with a trips left. And Fuhr rolls left. Steps up, throws, incomplete. And again, good coverage. Bobo, the intended receiver. And right there on the coverage once more, you just spoke about it. James Williams, secondary, doing a great job so far.
Yeah, no, Will Fuhrer has had problems in the pocket. Their offensive line not giving enough time to have protection. So what does he do? He rolls. And right here, he rolls out of the pocket to the strong side where there's 3 receivers. And he tries to get the ball to Philip Bobo, but the coverage by James Williams was superb.
And so from great field position, he'll have to punt it away, and that's an ugly-looking kick. But it takes a pretty good bounce. Goes out of bounds inside the 10-yard line to about, or inside the 20, I should say, at about the 15-yard line. And that's where the Scottish Claymores will take over. 9:21 remaining first period. No score. We'll be back.
All right. This is it.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
That was only the first out of the game.
Make it a Bud Light.
That's a real beaver.
They're still back there.
Don't worry, love. You're riding in the world's first sport utility wagon.
I am.
That's right. This here's the all-wheel drive Subaru Outback.
That's great.
You know, it's got more cargo space than a passport.
Uh-huh.
The ground clearance of an Explorer.
Yeah, but...
Oh, and did I mention, it gets much better gas mileage than a Jeep Cherokee.
Outback, you say?
Subaru Outback. The world's first sport utility wagon.
Tonight on Lost and Found.
I don't know if he likes me.
Did the London lad miss her?
I have no idea how I'll feel when I see her.
Hooking up the planet one reunion at a time. Lost and Found. Tonight, only on FX.
Are you ready to rock with the World League? Tomorrow, the London Monarchs try to spoil the plans of the Barcelona Dragons in their quest for a World Bowl berth. It's the World League of American Football. Tomorrow, 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific on FX.
Hey, if you enjoy the company of animals, then you'll enjoy the pet department on FX.
What?
A jungle inside the house.
Every day, you'll learn something about pets that might surprise you.
That's a bone.
And see something you might not expect.
Whoa.
We cover everything about pets you've ever thought of.
Do dogs dream?
And a lot of things you never would have thought of.
Look, I've been practicing. Are you ready?
It's a pet show filled with stuff you'll actually be interested in.
And just the right amount of fluff.
The Pet Department. Weekdays at 3, 2 Central, only on FX.
Well, Bill, remember, Al Luganbill told us when we spoke with him yesterday, he said, we have got to get good field position. Our defense and our special teams have got to give us the ball where we can do something with it. They did, and the offense didn't.
Yeah, they're doing it. And I'll tell you what, he also said that you can tell through the course of the first series how they're going to play, and he's got to be happy so far with what he's seen.
First out at the 17-yard line, play fake pass. Matthews hit as he threw, and La Chapelle can't catch up with it. Matthews took a real shot right as he threw the ball.
Well, I'll tell you, so far, Scotland's not off to the typical start that they have. You're going to see right here, number 96, number 55, Rico Mack on the blitz. See the hit he put on Steve Matthews? That's what you have to do. He hasn't been hit that much. And if you rattle him around a little bit, he's going to be even more apprehensive in the pocket.
Yo Murphy goes to the far side. La Chapelle to the near side. Split backs behind Matthews on second down. They give to Stacy, and Stacy can't slip the first tackle. Gary Howe with a good job just to hang on.
Well, the guys up front for Scotland have been the nucleus of their offense. They generate the run game. They get the thing going, and that enables them to run the play action off of that. And 4 of the 5 guys are allocated. The only one that's not allocated is Randy Bierman. So it's a good group, but right now it seems that they're having their problems early on down here in Amsterdam.
Purvis Hunted, 383 pounds. Makes you look positively svelte. Straight back to pass on 3rd and 10. Matthews steps out of pressure. Now he's going to run. Doesn't have any place to go. Tucks it away, and down he goes. He picked up about 5, well short of the first down. And the Claymores will have to give it up.
Second possession, second time they punted, no first downs for the Scottish Claymores. And I told you early on that the front 4 are going to have to play an outstanding game for the Admirals. And it's pressure like that, chasing Matthews around in the pocket is going to do it for him. Almost caught right there, scrambles a little bit. Lucky he didn't get hurt here by Jim Hanna.
Did manage to tuck the ball away. Another short kick that Bean O'Brien will let bounce, and it's going to take a Scottish Claymore's bounce, as Bryant really didn't have any choice. He couldn't run up and field that ball. And the ball will ultimately go dead right at about the 30-yard line. Here are the standings in the World League. We mentioned the Scottish Claymores have already run it, but boy, Bill, it's a grab bag with everybody else.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we're going to be keeping an eye on the Frankfurt game, Rhine game. We'll update you on that score because there really could be a logjam coming on here. And the Admirals control their own destiny. If they win the rest of the games, they're automatically in because of the point differential.
Well, you and I saw this team play at London on Monday night. Quite frankly, they were not real impressive. But the last time they played here, they put 48 on the board against Barcelona. Swing pass to Jones, caught for a gain of a couple.
Man, did you see that? I'll tell you, offensive line, they've been having some problems up front, you know, protecting the passer. Watch what they do. They cut everybody at the line of scrimmage. Now, Will Fuhr has a clear shot to see the field. New strategy by their offense. That's one way to take care of the defensive rush.
Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. They give this time to Wright straight ahead with room, and Wright will have the first down across the 35 to about the 36-yard line.
Well, you see what they're doing here? They're really keeping the Scottish Claymore's defense in check. They come out with a short pass, and then they come back with the draw play. And you see how it opened up? I mean, that's really going to keep a defense on their toes. You know, they just can't pin their ears back and rush because you don't know what's coming at you.
Ball at the 45-yard line, and a bit of a hurry-up offense here. Fuhr straight back to pass on first down, looking deep. Throws, and it is knocked down beautifully. Big-time defensive play. I believe it was James Williams who made the play. Check it, it was Forey Duckett.
Well, you see he has a lot of time in the pocket, Will Fuhr. And he finds his man as he's getting hit. But Forey Duckett does a nice job of closing on the ball. And the referee there wasn't in position to make a call because Forey Duckett had his right arm draped.
There are defensive backs will tell you got to make that play with your other hand because if the guy catches it, you have no way of tackling it. Little swing pass this time to Bino Bryant. Bryant gets out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, a gain of about 2.
Well, now it's a defensive down. When there's a defense, you want to get in this situation. You want to create 3rd and long. Because then you know exactly what they're going to do. They need to pass to pick up the first down. And here they have nickel package in. That's 5 DB.
And going with a no-huddle offense, too. Straight back to pass goes Fuhr. Steps up again. Throws much too tall for Bobo. Almost intercepted by David Wilson. Wilson was in center field, right in the right spot. Just couldn't come up with a pick. And another ball, and I'm sure Will Fuhr would like to have back.
David Wilson is the nickel guy in the situation. And he's helped this team out a lot, too. He has 3 interceptions himself.
So the Admirals will have to give it up once again as Gissendaner goes back and stands at about the 15-yard line to receive this punt. Gissendaner a real threat to break it. Had a chance to do a lot of his games in college, and I saw him do it more than once. Pretty good kick, though. High kick drives Gissendaner back to about the 8-yard line. Starts back to the 10, down he goes immediately. Good coverage. Excellent special teams play by the Admirals. Down under at that time was Rico Mack to make the play. No score, 6:11 left, first quarter.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint cents rate isn't always a dime. It could be a quarter or 65 cents on calls to Canada.
Oh.
Try AT&T True Reach Savings. On average, most people can save more than with Sprint cents when they spend $25 a month on calls in the U.S. Plus, you'll always save more on calls to Canada.
Wow, I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Well, Grady, we think you're ready for the outside.
I think time for a crispy.
Good luck, kid.
Crunchy.
Butterfinger blast.
Crispity! Crunchy!
Have a Butterfinger Blast from Nestle.
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
Capel sells baseball for $900 on Personal FX.
And they bought it for $2.
You and your stuff could be headline material on Personal FX, the collectible show, only on FX.
And now it's time to play FX Challenge.
All right, contestants, question 1. Popular FX program where viewers ask questions about FX shows.
What is that, Jack?
Correct. Methods by which FX viewers speak their minds to FX.
What are voicemail, letters, faxes, and emails?
Yes, correct again. He's the popular and extremely talented host of Backchat. Talented host, Backchat.
Join host Jeff Probst and the whole Backchat gang on Backchat. Sundays at 4, 3 Central, only on FX.
Anybody?
On FXM, Movies from Fox. This June, every Friday in drama, it's the FXM Spotlight, celebrating the film career of Richard Widmark.
Once and for all, we've got to show.
He was a dark hero, dangerous, cocky, a wise guy with a killer smile. 4 riveting Fox dramas, 4 signature Widmark performances. The FXM Spotlight is on. Call your cable operator about this new movie network today.
Barry Tompkins, Bill Moss. We're at Olympic Stadium here in Amsterdam, site of the 1928 Olympic Games. No score, 6:11 remaining. First period, Claymore starting deep in their own territory at the 10-yard line. Field position game has been owned by the Admirals, but nobody has scored so far. Out of the I formation on first down. Slot left, LaChapelle in the slot. Matthews might get a free play here, but he fumbled the ball, picked it up, handed it to Stacy, and it's going to wind up being a penalty.
Well, we talked about the guys up front for Amsterdam and the importance of them in this game. You know, last week they got gashed on the ground for like 232 yards rushing. So you know they're out here to prove something today. They're at home and they've been getting their butts chewed out in meeting all week. So they've got something to prove.
Well, I know that Al Luganville and the coaching staff was very displeased with the way they tackled against London. And that, of course, all you'd have to do is look at the numbers of rushing yardage that the Monarchs pulled off. Good job right there as Stacy stuck right as he got to the hole by Rico Mack, who so far is having a big game.
I'll tell you, Rico Mack and Keith Franklin last week were part of the problem. You know, they couldn't tackle, they weren't wrapping up, and Vincent ran all over for them. But today, they're out here tackling. And if you could just see that tackle Rico Mack just put on Teron Stacy, that was a form tackle.
Second down and 5 now, again out of the I formation and a slot left. Matthews swings out of the backfield to Stacy, and Stacy this time did get by the first man, but again, good gang tackling, and it's going to be a loss of a couple yards and a late flag. And I have an idea that this could cost Amsterdam.
Well, what I think it is, I think it's a face mask when they got in that pile right there, and that's going to hurt them. And the penalties have been hurting Amsterdam all year long.
This one's going against the Scottish Claymores, I believe, however. So look at Jim Soker, the offensive coordinator of the Scottish Claymores. Guy who had a phenomenal coaching record at Division II, University of California, Davis. Won his conference title 18 years in a row. That's not bad.
Illegal use of the hands against Scotland.
Illegal block in the back. Number 71 of the offense during the run. Penalized from the previous spot, half the distance to the goal. Repeat, second down.
Tom Barnt is the guilty party. That will back it up to about the 7-yard line. It'll bring about a second down, and we'll call it 13. As I said earlier, it's very difficult to give you exact down and distance, mainly because you just cannot see the lines on the field here at Olympic Stadium. So call it 2nd and 13. Matthews will put it up. Pressure coming, and Matthews hit as he threw. Intended for Kaihalo. And again, a good job by the Amsterdam down 4.
Mike Evans on the rush right there. He had a nice swim move and got in Steve Matthews' face. And like I said, you know, these guys, the game rests on their shoulders, and they knew it coming into the game, and they're responding to it. And it's part of the Jekyll and Hyde theory we talked about earlier. You know, last week, you couldn't find them anywhere. Now they're all over the quarterback.
This time they bring Willie Tate in motion from the outside, and Matthews steps up, throws. Ball is caught well short of the first down. Billy Tate was the receiver on the play, and it was well short of the first down.
Watch 97, Mike Evans, to the left of your screen there. Look at the push he gets on Keith Wagner, number 78. He drives Wagner right into the lap of Steve Matthews, and he's been a force for him thus far early in the game.
So once again, Amsterdam should get good field position as Bino Bryant standing just the other side of midfield at about the 47. One hop snap from center and a twisting kick. Bryant, fair catch at about the 46-yard line. Let's take a look at what has to happen now to be the opponent of the Scottish Claymores, and Amsterdam in a situation because point differential would be one of the deciders, and they have a decided edge there. And a lot of that, of course, is the result of their last home game here in which they scored 48 points against Barcelona.
Well, you can see they're in control of their own destiny. Amsterdam is. Even at 3 and 4, if they win the rest of their games, they're automatically in.
Fuhrer out of the shotgun, play fake pass on first down, throws in and out of the hands of Dedrick Smith, the ball that, quite frankly, has to be caught.
You have to catch that ball. I mean, they've had problems enough with their offense, and then they're in the process of changing an offense, and they have this new offense in, and, you know, now you have drop balls to put on top of that. You need to catch that stuff and get it downfield. Their defense and their special teams are giving their offense the opportunity to score points. Now they need to move the ball and get it into the end zone.
Second down and 10 now. Once more out of the shotgun. Double slot. Jones in the slot to the right. Smith in the slot to the left. Fuhrer in trouble. Unloads. Caught by Bobo over the middle. Bobo at the 40. Loses a man. Still running laterally. And finally is stopped at about the 35-yard line by Frank Robinson. But a first down for Amsterdam, and he was wide open.
Philip Bobo's been their go-to guy, number 81. And in this offense, you know, you're going to have to get the ball to him. And he's been hampered all week by injury. He has his hand taped up. You're going to see he has 4 stitches inside. The ball busted it open last week, and there he gets the ball, and he has some nifty footwork to try to pick up some extra yards.
First completed pass of the ball game for the Amsterdam Admirals, and a first down at about the 36-yard line.
Will Fuhrer calling audible.
That was the 4th completion for Fuhrer. Fuhrer throws again, and it is caught on a little curl that time by Darren Chandler, and another first down.
Well, Will Fuhrer saw they were in two-man zone. They're too deep, but the safeties have to cover to half the field. And he knew what to expect, and he audibled at the line of scrimmage.
So all of a sudden, the Admirals moving the ball. The ball right now at the 20-yard line. Out of the shotgun once more, and they give to T.C. Wright. Wright's got room up the middle at the 15-yard line. And down to about the 12-yard line.
The offensive line right there for Amsterdam doing a fine job of turning the blockers out. You see that? They sit up like it's a pass rush and then turn their bodies inside to shield off the gap and come up the middle. And then T.C. Wright has to do one thing, and that's make somebody miss. And he did right there. It was Mark Sanders.
Again, they go out of the shotgun on second down and about 2. Ball at the 12-yard line. Long count this time from Fuhrer. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Checking off. Got to get the play off, and does. Straight back to pass. Throws for the end zone. Bobo was hammered. Let's see. No flag.
What Will Fuhrer saw was their fake blitz. They know that the Scottish Claymore's defense, when they get in scoring zone, they like to bring the safety blitz. And you saw right there, the safeties were up on the line of scrimmage faking the blitz. Will Fuhrer checked out of it, but the safeties didn't come, and they fell back into some nice coverage. Number 20, James Fuller, was on the line of scrimmage. Then he drops back into coverage. And that's when he had the 2 people on Philip Bobo.
They bring John Saka into the ball game now as the quarterback. We've seen them do this in short yardage situations. Saka a little bit more mobile than Fuhrer. Out of the I formation with Wright, the tailback, and they give it to Wright, and he's going to be close, and it'll depend on the spot. John Saka out of Eastern Kentucky, started at Penn State. You know that school, right?
Yeah, I remember he got in a little turmoil up there, and then he lost his starting job, and he wasn't happy, and he transferred to East Kentucky and had a fine career down there.
was the starter ahead of Kevin Collins for a while at Penn State, and I guess that's what started the row up there. And he said, well, if I'm not going to play there, I'm going to go down here and play.
Well, you can't knock him starting Kelly Collins because he's a fine quarterback, and he's really going to be a pillar for the Carolina Panthers.
Was enough for the first down. The ball right at the 10-yard line. And they go out of the shotgun again with Fuhrer back at quarterback. Swing pass out of the backfield right. Wright gets the line of scrimmage and might have gotten a yard inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
But T.C. Wright force for the Amsterdam Admirals, a big component in their 9-1 record last year. Then this year he came back and he didn't get the carries he was supposed to get, and you know, then they had a 2-back offense. Now they're in a 1-back offense, and he's the featured guy. But you can still see his total yards, how they use him. He's second in the World League.
And with that, the first quarter has come to a close. And a look at the scoreboard shows the hometown Amsterdam Admirals nothing but threatening, and the Scottish Claymores nothing.
7-up attitude.
It's a given. It's the way it makes you feel. It's the lift that you get. It's a rhythm in your step, 'cause it's cool and it's wonderful and it's lemon and lime. 7-up. It's an up thing. 7-up. Does it every time. It's clear and it's wonderful and it's totally fine. 7-up. Hey, it's an up thing.
Check out the hottest alternative music online.
The sun's up at Bay Hill, and what a lovely day for a drive. But don't forget to keep your head down, because Bay Hill is Arnold Palmer's place, and the rough edges are there by design. So who helps the business end of this legendary club run smoothly? Office Depot.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot guarantees low prices and 100% satisfaction. Because when you're responsible for the big picture, even small details are important.
Taking care of business.
When I was just a little boy, I asked my mother, what should I be? Shall I be handsome? Shall I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Kate, said I.
Just because your dreams have been crushed doesn't mean your boys have to be. 100% cotton, cut for comfort underwear.
Here on FX, we've planted a seed.
So you can learn what you need to know about the things they grow.
Watch Garden Variety on FX, your home guide to the world of gardening.
Made easy.
Jeff Probst is your host.
I'll ask what, when, and how to plant.
And Cassandra Dance is our FX gardening guru.
I'll teach you how you can nurture nature.
Plus a whole bunch of down and dirty gardening tips.
Should this probably be a little sophisticated?
Garden Variety premieres Monday at 3:30, 2:30 Central, only on FX.
It'll grow on you.
And now, Bud Light presents World League of American Football Facts. This weekend's matchup of the London Monarchs and the Barcelona Dragons marks the 8th time these teams have met. That's more than any two teams in World League competition. Hey, World League, make it a Bud Light.
Barry Tompkins, Bill Moss. We start the second quarter here at Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. Crowd getting into it. Why not? Their team's on the move here, looking at a second down and goal. Ball at about the 9-yard line. Amsterdam playing pretty well, Bill.
Yeah, you know, inconsistency has been the problem with these players for not making it in the NFL, and it's also been the key here in the World League. And the teams show from it. You know, one week they're great, the next weekend they're terrible. Right now, Amsterdam's off to a fine start.
Diedrich Smith comes in motion to the near side on second down. Fuhrer will go straight up. Has time. Throws over the middle. It'll clear out. It's caught. Carlos Etheridge, the receiver, at about the 3-yard line. And believe me, that is a sheer guess.
Well, Carlos Etheridge is a tight end. And because of all the injuries they've had, he's had to move out here. And he goes out. You can see him right there. He flares out into the slot position. And he curls right in there at the seam, and Mark Sanders is there to make the tackle, but still, it's enough to get him a 4-yard gain.
Now we're going to call it 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. And the give this time is to Wright, and Wright will not get there. He's going to be stopped at about the 1, and now Al Luganville's got a real decision to make here.
Well, Amsterdam had their big people in at that point in time, and what I mean by big people is they bring Marcus Spears and Willie Williams at the tight end position. They bring in Don Willis. It's usually Mario Cristobal, but it's all linemen up front from tight end to tight end.
Well, I think they're going to kick it. They are, in fact, as they bring Adam Vinatieri on. Now, they do have a fake kick in the book, so we'll see what they do here. The kicking game has been an adventure, not only for Amsterdam, but for most teams in this league.
Well, last time they played Scotland, they ran a fake field goal and were successful on it up to the point where Rico Mack fumbled the ball.
Amsterdam's going to take a timeout. First timeout of the ball game.
Do we have hey, Coach, do we have everybody in there we need now?
That would kind of give you an indication, Bill, wouldn't it, just reading between the lines of what Al Luganville is saying. That,
we have everybody in there we need.
Right. 1 year, a lot of the same players, and look at the difference. 9 up, 1 down last year. This year, 3 and 4, and schizophrenic.
And talking to Al Luganville about that, you say, what's the biggest difference? You know, you got a lot of the same guys back, and you were 9 and 1 last year.
Nice easy stroke. Nice easy stroke.
And he credits the talent level in this league as a big part of the factor for their season thus far, 3 and 4.
Everybody talks about keeping people healthy too, and Amsterdam probably, at least at this juncture, the most banged up team in the World League, and the Scottish Claymores have managed to keep it. So the numbers on Vinatieri, he's 5 of 6. This is a chip shot, pretty much right in the center of the field. Well, he's got a little bit of an angle here. Snap, place, kick, and good. First points of the ball game put on the board by the home team. And I think the Scottish Claymores can't be too unhappy as they manage to contain the Admirals inside the 10-yard line. We'll be back.
You know, I'd still be using Tylenol for my headaches if it wasn't for my doctor. He told me about Arudis KT.
82% of doctors surveyed have prescribed Arudis, and now it's available in a non-prescription strength. New Arudis KT. So potent, just 25 milligrams is as effective as 1,000 milligrams of extra-strength Tylenol.
Just 25 milligrams of Arudis KT takes care of my tough headaches.
New Arudis KT, the potent medicine for pain.
What should I be? Shall I be handsome? Shall I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Kate, said I.
Just because your dreams have been crushed doesn't mean your boys have to be. 100% cotton, cut for comfort. Fruit of the Loom. Really, really comfortable underwear.
Every town has its share of conflict.
I'm a transsexual.
Well, my daughter's in his class.
Every town has its share of tragedies.
Is he going to die?
Dear God in heaven. And through all the struggles,
I don't even know who you are anymore.
every family must find a way to triumph.
The good in this world still outweighs the evil.
The people, the problems, the solutions. Take a look beyond the picket fences. Weekends at 7, 6 Central on FX.
FX wants you to take a stand.
Gang life means a cycle of anger and violence that often ends in death. Before you get caught up in the game, check out other places to hang out. Get involved with local sports groups and other educational programs offered by churches and schools. For more information, call a gang prevention hotline. Don't wait to take action. Be a part of the solution.
Stop the anger and neighborhood destruction. Take a stand.
Something he told us yesterday, Bill, and that is that it's getting harder and harder to score in this league. He may just be thinking, put the points up, whatever they may be.
He'll take anything he can get at this point. He wants to give his offense some confidence.
Vinatieri, a short kick this time, picked up by the short man. And getting back across the 35 to about the 39-yard line.
And there it is. That tells you right there. Amsterdam at 3 and 4, and all their games have been won at home. And you can see why they win games by the way they're playing right now.
Jared Kayahilo returned Hilo, I beg your pardon, returned that kick. Home sweet home.
And the fans know about it.
A good field position this time for the Claymores. They have not had the best of the field position battle in this ball game. Matthews on first down. Play fake. Will go up again, looking deep. And a little bumping going on. Unable to hold on was Yo Murphy. And Murphy usually manages to get balls that are in his hands. That would have been a tough chance, but well-thrown ball, actually, I thought, by Matthews.
The ball was on the money, and, you know, we talked to Yo Murphy yesterday, and he said, you know, he wants the ball more. And we talked to the offense coordinator, Jim Soker, and he said, you know, we want to try to get him the ball more. This is a good receiver. It's just that for some reason, Sean LaChapelle and Matthews have hooked up. They've binded together, and they've got all the yards. But they said he's equally as good as LaChapelle.
Second down and 10 now. Stacy, the lone setback. Slot left. Give to Stacy, left side. Stacy stopped immediately. And again, it's Rico Mack, who's having a career here.
Yeah, Rico Mack. He read his read. And what I mean by that, see the guard, number 79, Purvis Hunt, pull? Well, Rico Mack reads the pull and comes right in off his tail and makes the tackle in the backfield. And that's essential for linebackers. I mean, you can see so much back there at the linebacker position. You see the quarterback, you see the backs, but what you have to do is ISO on your reads, and that's what he did right there.
Ron Dickerson, a running back, comes into the ballgame but splits to the left side. Matthews rolls away from pressure, still under hot pursuit, throws over the middle and unable to hit the intended receiver, who was Bino Bryant. I beg your pardon, who was
Ron Dickerson out there in the flat. Yeah, he had a little pressure on him, Steve Matthew, and he rolled out to the flat, and he tries to get the ball off. But Ron Dickerson, it was just overthrown a little bit. You see Matthew step out of the pocket right there? Jim Hanna lost contained on that side. He gambled and came inside on Keith Wagner and lost contained, but it paid off.
Bryant now the deep man to receive this kick of McCallum, and he'll let it bounce, and it takes a sideways bounce and now bounces back the way of the Admirals and will be down to about the 33-yard line. Well, a reminder, the Scottish Claymores, they are already in the World Bowl. The question remains, who are they going to play? Well, the World Bowl will take place on Sunday the 23rd at 6 o'clock. British time, that is, of course. Murrayfield, Edinburgh, Scotland will be the site of the World Bowl. You've been up there a couple times.
Well, you see that question mark there? Amsterdam Admirals want to fill that question mark with their name in that slot.
So Will Fuhrer leads his team out of the shotgun once more at the 35-yard line with a first down. Fuhrer, he was thinking touchdown.
Well, you know, this isn't typical Scottish Claymores defense that I've been seeing, or offense. There's 2 dropped interceptions by the Claymores. We saw David Wilson, number 25, step in front of the ball and had it in his hands and drop it, and George Coghill did the same then. And for the last 2 weeks against the Rhine Fire and last week against Frankfurt, I've seen the Scottish Claymores make a lot of mistakes. They're getting a little lax in their play, and it's showing here today.
Second down and 10 at the 35. Fuhrer once more. Now he's got to step away. Now he'll run. He's got some room, too. 35, 40, 45, midfield, 45 and out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Somebody forgot about Fuhrer's ability to run.
Watch number 67, Brian Proby. He comes inside, and he lost contain there. And Will Fuhrer has the ability to run. You see when he has a wide open field there and you lose contain on the quarterback, Will does a smart thing and pulls it down and picks himself up about 15 yards.
Biggest play of the ball game. Actually 21 yards on the play for Will Fuhrer. They give this time on a draw play for Wright, and Wright gets about 3.
You know, it only takes one time to make a mistake. Brian Proby lost contain and gave up that big yardage, and he's out now, and Herman Carroll's back in there.
Second down and 7 now. The ball at about the 42-yard line, just inside the 42-yard line.
Amsterdam with 100 yards so far. Nobody would have thought coming into this game that at this point they'd have 100 yards and Scotland 16.
They go up on second and 7, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Bobo. Bobo, I was going to say that I'm sure the hand was bothering him there, and you saw when he came down, he took a good long look at it.
Yeah, he's looking at it, and Will Fuhrer threw the heat there. If he was a pitcher, that was the heat. You see he has all the time in the pocket, and he steps up. You see Philip Bobo there come right in on a slant inside, and the ball's there, and it's thrown hard, but Phil Bobo, he has that hurt hand. Look, he looks at it right there. And he's still looking at it, picking grass out of it, or maybe pieces of the football. I don't know, it's thrown pretty hard.
Well, he's got a bad thumb, and then he also took 4 stitches next to his index finger. So that hand is a sore puppy. 3rd down and 7. Fuhrer floats this one out for Jones. He's out in front. He's got it at the 10, about the 7-yard line.
Well, Frank Robinson came up, and he had a man-to-man, and he had no safety help over the top. You're going to see right there Frank Robinson beat, and Will Fuhrer does a nice job of placing the ball outside.
Because he really gunned the ball in the play prior to Bobo, and maybe he needed a little more touch. That time, just great touch.
Well, he said he wanted more time in this offense to feel more comfortable, and this is his 3rd or 4th week running it, so maybe he's feeling good now.
1st down and goal to go. The ball at the 7-yard line. They show blitz. Now they back out of it. Fuhrer will put it up again. In trouble. Now he steps up, throws, open, touchdown! Darren Chandler on the reception, and he'll go about 90 yards the other way. That's probably faster than 100 meters was run in back in 1928 when they had the Olympics on this track.
Well, when Will Fuhrer scrambles for 15 yards and shows his ability to run, all of a sudden now that's a threat. And he was in the pocket, and he almost pulled it down and ran. He acted like he was going to run, but he comes up to the line of scrimmage. And Darren Chandler does a nice job of finding an opening before Duckett lost his footing in the back of the end zone.
And the look that you saw on the Claymore sidelines a moment ago, a look of concern. Try for point is up and good, and just like that, it is a 10-0 ball game. So the Amsterdam Admirals getting it done both ways, offensively and defensively. They lead by 10, and we'll be back.
These guys are persistent.
Well, they're no match for the world's first sport utility wagon.
Oh, really?
All-wheel drive Subaru Outback's got more headroom than a Cherokee.
Uh-huh.
Ground clearance of an Explorer.
So you said.
Ride smooth as any car.
Got any more of those tidbits?
What, like more stability in a turn than a Chevy Blazer?
Sure, that'll do.
That's why Subaru Outback. World's first sport utility wagon.
Whenever you're sent out to pick up a movie, your homecoming could go one of 2 ways.
Homecoming A, homecoming B.
To avoid B, give them a choice. Bring home a safety video. Blockbuster has thousands of videos to guarantee your success. Unless your safety video is, say, a documentary on the physiology of fungus. Fungus, Fred? Fungus. Make it a Blockbuster night.
Hey, is that thing on in there? All right, you ready for some real action? Let's go,
The World League of American Football. There's nothing else like it. Now, official World League products are available in the U.S. only through this exclusive offer. Call 1-800-635-4438 to own the colors of the London Monarchs, Scottish Claymores, Amsterdam Admirals, Frankfurt Galaxy, Rhine Fire, and the Barcelona Dragons. Replica jerseys in official team colors only $39.99. T-shirts only $14.99. World League football $69.99. And assorted team hats only $14.99. Remember, all teams are available. So call 1-800-635-4438. This is your only opportunity to buy official World League products. Don't miss it. Call now with your credit card order or write to the address on your screen. Refer to source number 001747 on all orders.
Bill, it's a very unusual position for this man, Jim Kreiner, head coach of the Scottish Claymores. He's not used to looking up from 10 down.
No, he's not used to it at all, and I'll tell you, it creates a problem because when number 12, Steve Matthews, has to win the game for you, that is a problem. They've done a fine job all year of protecting him by running the ball and choosing his passes off of play action. But when he has to throw the ball, he has 9 interceptions.
High end over end kick. There's going to be Marcus Thomas at about the 12-yard line. Gets back to 20, 25, got a little bit of room and stopped. Just as he got to the 30-yard line, maybe a little short of the 30, Pascal Davis on the tackle.
Now here's the touchdown right here. See Will Fuhrer? He sets up in the pocket. Now remember when he scrambled for 15? Right here he pulls it down and starts heading up. Now this creates a problem for the DBs because Forey Duckett fell to the left of your screen, and Davy Jones wide open. Darren Chandler, I'm sorry, wide open.
Well, Fuhrer came into the game as the #1 rated quarterback in the World League, and he's showing exactly why. And I must be honest, he didn't show it last week.
Well, that's part of the Jekyll and Hyde theory behind this team.
Getting up just a little bit slowly this time was number 51, and that, of course, is Emmett Waldron of the Scottish Claymores.
So you take a look there at the numbers. 9 yards for Matthews, and almost 100 for Will Fuhrer. That sums up this game to this point. You know, and for Scotland, this is their 5th possession, and on the prior 4 possessions, all they've been able to do is punt.
And Sean LaChapelle has been a non-factor in this ballgame, and he was the guy, even more than Stacy, that Al Luganville felt that they had to take out of the game. Well, actually, they've done a pretty good job on both of them. Stacy right there, nothing. And I mean nothing.
Well, that's the defensive front. And you see who's in the middle there? See who came out of the pile? At number 96, Troy Ridgely, who was cut by Scotland 3 weeks ago. Now, you don't think he wants to get back at these guys? He used to practice against this offensive line every day. Now he's got something to show him. He said, hey, guys, remember me?
2nd down and 10 as the Claymores continue to fire blanks here. Slot left. Stacy the lone setback. 3 wideouts. Straight back Matthews. Look out. Hit as he throws. And Yo Murphy can't quite hang on inside the 30-yard line.
Right off the fingertips of Yo Murphy. The ball was placed well. Yo didn't have the speed to get underneath him, right off his fingertips. But watch the hit that Steve Matthews takes right here. He sets up in the pocket. Now he's left-handed. Now see Mike Evans there on his blind side? Matthews never saw it coming.
Matthews did a good job just to get the ball to Yo Murphy. Incidentally, I suppose we should tell the Yo story. The name is Llewellyn. Sister couldn't pronounce it when he was a little kid. She started calling him Yo-Yo, and it just ultimately got shortened to Yo. Again, going downfield, this time for LaChapelle, and a little bit long intended for the #1 receiver in this league. And for the 5th time, the Claymores have come up empty.
Well, Tommy Jones, number 34 there, drew coverage on Sean LaChapelle. And you see him, he's up close. He's got man-to-man coverage on him. He gets his hands on him to disrupt the timing. This is great coverage by Tommy Jones, and he's with him all the way. White on Rice. So, nice job by Tommy Jones.
And it makes it 5 times in a row now that the Claymores have been unable to get a first down. Short kick. Bino Bryant waits for the big hop and fields it very dangerously. And any coach in America will say, don't do that.
Field position is coming into play here for the Admirals. They've been getting the short field all the time. And the last 2 possessions, they were able to capitalize on that. And Paul McCallum is a punter who earlier in the year, this guy was booming 65-yard punts. But he's lost it over the last couple of weeks, and he's had a hard time. And I talked to the coaches about it, and they said, you know what? A punter's rhythm is kind of like a golf swing, you know? And if it changes just a little bit, the whole game changes. And right now, he's in a little bit of a slump.
In his defense, you and I were down on the field before the game. There's kind of a swirling wind going on down there. It's not apparent from where we sit, but it is down on the field. Trips right this time on 1st down, and the give is to Wright. And Wright trying to get outside, and does. Gets to the 40-yard line. It was Bino Bryant and not Wright. Bryant in the ballgame at a setback.
Remember I told you number 67, Brian Proby? Look at him at the right of your screen. Watch what he does here to Willie Williams. That's holding up the corner, folks. And he makes Bino Bryant bounce it a couple steps backwards and turn upfield. Result about a 1 or 1.5 yard gain. But hey, if it happens to you once and you lose that corner and you get chewed out on the sidelines, you can rest assured a good defensive lineman will come back and do the right thing, and that's what Brian Proby did right there.
They go slot left this time on 2nd down, and we'll call it 7. Bino Bryant, the lone setback. Everybody in the pattern. Fuhrer steps up, throws underneath, and another near interception that time by David Wilson.
Well, David Wilson could have jumped to the tie of the World League record there on that one as well. That was his 2nd interception today. He's dropped. But what he's doing is he's getting a great read on the slot receivers. And he's sitting there and he's waiting for Will Fuhrer to throw. He's just timing it perfectly to get there to break it up.
Wilson nickelback with 4 wideouts and a double slot now. Bryant continues to be the lone setback. 3rd down and 7. Fuhrer steps up, throwing deep, throwing for Chandler, too far. Corey Duckett just containing Darren Chandler. Chandler came out of Georgia Southern, where they throw the ball about once a millennium.
It must be a pleasure for him to be in this offense then.
That's right. He's probably seen more passes in this quarter and a half than he did in a career in Georgia Southern.
He says, you mean I get to run downfield and not block a safety?
That's right. So they'll punt it away, and a good kick is going to drive Gissendaner back inside the 20-yard line. He calls a fair catch at the 15. Excellent punt that time by Vinatieri. A reminder, WLAF action continues tomorrow here with Barcelona 3 up and 4 down against the London Monarchs. 3 up and 4 down, but the Monarchs playing pretty solid football right now.
Well, you see right there, there's 2 more teams at 3 and 4 in the mix with Amsterdam Admirals. And, you know, everybody's wanting to see what happens down in Rhine-Frankfurt today, because if Frankfurt loses to Rhine, you know, this whole thing becomes real interesting. It's going to be a race to the finish these next couple weeks. And as of right now, there's no score down in Frankfurt. Look at that right there. That's not usual for the Scottish Claymores offense.
Going up on 1st down, and the pass is caught by the man underneath, and that is the tight end, or rather it was, yeah, it was the tight end, Willie Tate.
Well, that's who they've got to get into the action here. That's who they've got to get in the rotation. The last few weeks, they've neglected him. He only has like 11 catches on the year. And, you know, if your running game's not working and you can't get the ball downfield to big chunks with Yo Murphy and LaChapelle, hey, let's hit the underneath routes with Willie Tate.
So 2nd down and short now, a little less than a yard. You saw Tate try to reach for the 1st down, but did not give it to him. And to give this time to Stacy on a pitch, and he's not going to get it. He might have lost a half a yard. And they've really done a good job containing Stacy.
Look at him. Look who's doing the strut out there on the field. 96, Troy Ridgely. He chased that down from the backside. He came underneath the guard's block and went parallel to the line of scrimmage and flattened out and chased down Saran Stacy. Like, he knew exactly what play was coming. I guess when you play with a team long enough, you get used to their offense. He knew what play was coming. He said, go ahead, block that, guys. I'm going to step under here and make the play.
Claymore's yet to convert a 3rd down play. They're 3rd and short now, a little bit less than a yard. And the give again is to Stacy, and he's going to be close, and it's going to depend on the spot. I'm not sure that he got it.
You know, I alluded to earlier in the game, I said, if you want to beat, they have a 1st down there. Scotland gains the 1st down, barely. But if you want to beat the Claymores, you've got to beat them up, because their whole game all season long has been physical domination on both sides of the ball. But tonight it's a different story. The Amsterdam Admirals are saying, hey, we're tired of it, guys. And they're coming out, and they're punching them right in the mouth. And they're going to meet them, and they're going to try to intimidate them and make them work for every inch they get. That's how you beat the Scottish Claymores.
Well, they have taken the 2 big guns out of the offense. LaChapelle and Stacy have been non-factors in the game. 1st down, Matthews will go up again, looking for Yo Murphy. Throws instead underneath. And it was LaChapelle who makes the catch. 2 guys in the same area. I have an idea that's not exactly the way that was drawn up.
Well, what I think Steve Matthews did there, he just waited a little longer than usual, and LaChapelle just had to keep going with his route because there was somebody right behind him, so he had to take it all the way to the sidelines.
2nd down and short now. They bring LaChapelle in the slot inside of Murphy and go out of the I formation. Play fake, and Matthews will throw. Throws for Stacy out of the backfield. It's probably just as well that he dropped the ball, to tell you the truth. He was about to be beheaded, I think.
We know I alluded to their last 2 weeks, and Scotland has, you know, shown signs of being lackadaisical. And there it is right there. You should catch that ball and turn upfield. First of all, the ball wasn't thrown real well. It should have been out in front of him, so your running back could just turn upfield and keep going. And secondly, Saran Stacy should have made the catch. There's no excuse for that.
3rd down and short now. Same situation they were in the last time. And Matthews going to throw on 3rd down. And now he's going to run, and he'll have the 1st down and a little bit more. And gets out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Luganville's yelling for holding here. I just think Matthews got outside the contain.
Quickly, too, and, you know, that's one of the things that Steve Matthews needs to work on. And he did right there the right thing. It was 3rd and short. He set up. He didn't see anybody right away, but he saw an opening. He knew he could run the ball. Just because a pass play is called doesn't necessarily mean you have to pass the ball.
Well, we talked about the fact that Matthews really has not had a lot of playing time, and he's trying to get reps, trying to get time, and he's done all of that this year. Plus, his team's in 1st place. Big rush. Down goes Matthews. And a huge loss. And wide open over here was Willie Tate all by himself, but Matthews didn't even have a chance to look up.
Big rush by Jim Hanna. Watch him. He comes in the middle of your screen. He gets bounced around inside, and all of a sudden pops clear. And as any good defensive lineman does, Barry, when you get around the quarterback, you make sure you bring him down.
So a loss of 10. And that could have been a big play if Matthews was only able to look up. Willie Tate had snuck out of the back row, snuck off the tight end spot, unchecked by Rico Mack. Instead, 2nd and 20. Matthews straight back. Rush comes. Matthews steps up. In trouble. Down he goes again. Loss of about a yard. That should constitute another sack.
Bobby Hamilton. He was plagued by injury before him, but you're going to see him right there to the right of your screen. Watch him come around. James Spencer takes him upfield. When you get to the level of the quarterback, you turn back inside, and he does. And as he turns back inside, Steve Matthews was stepping up in the pocket.
Well, we talked about perhaps the key unit in this ballgame, the offensive line of the Scottish Claymores, and so far tonight, they are getting their hats handed to them by the defensive down 4 of the Admirals. Matthews straight back on 3rd and a whole bunch, throws over the middle, caught by Tate, 1st down. Big play at the 46-yard line.
Well, I said you're going to have to get Willie Tate into the mix of things, and they've neglected him for the last few weeks. But you're going to see him right here run a nice route. He runs down the seam, and when he gets past the 1st down marker, he turns inside underneath the safety. See him right there? Right in front of Robert O'Neill. Enough for the 1st down.
Interesting to see now. They being the Admirals, had taken away the deep outside routes, and now the Claymore are starting to come back over the middle to the tight end, and in fact, the fullback was in that pattern too. Split backs on 1st down. That was a very big play on 3rd and a whole bunch. Tate goes in motion to the far side, and Matthews will go up again. Steps up over the middle once more, in and out of the hands of LaChapelle.
How about the big hit by Rico Mack? LaChapelle, they call him a zone buster. Right there, he sits down in front of the safety and behind the linebacker. But as the ball was thrown, Rico Mack closed on it. Take a look here. Nice protection up front. Steve Matthews has all day in a nice passing lane. Fires the ball. Now watch Rico Mack close. Bang, right there, knocks the ball out.
Rico Mack has had a big game, both down the field and on the rush at the line and at the line of scrimmage from Appalachia State. Missed the 2-minute warning, and with that, we'll jump off the track to the Amsterdam Admirals 10 and the Scotland Claymores nothing.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot is bigger and better than ever, with more brand name office supplies than ever before, with more superstores nationwide, more top-brand business machines and computers, more software titles and computer accessories, more office supplies and furniture at guaranteed low prices nobody can beat.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
That won't fill you up or never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Lost and Found, hooking up the planet one reunion at a time. Because all the people we've cared for in the past don't have to stay there. Lost and Found, weekends at 8, 7 Central, only on FX.
Hey, if you enjoy the company of animals, then you'll enjoy the pet department on FX.
What?
Don't go inside the house.
Every day, you'll learn something about pets that might surprise you.
That's a bone.
And see something you might not expect.
Whoa.
We cover everything about pets you've ever thought of.
Do dogs dream?
And a lot of things you never would have thought of.
Look, I've been practicing. Are you ready?
It's a pet show filled with stuff you'll actually be interested in.
And just the right amount of fluff.
The Pet Department. Weekdays at 3, 2 Central, only on FX.
Here on FX, we planted a seed.
So you can learn what you need to know about the things that grow.
Watch Garden Variety on FX, your home guide to the world of gardening.
Made easy.
Jeff Probst is your host.
I'll ask what, when, and how to plant.
And Cassandra Dans is our FX gardening guru.
I'll teach you how you can nurture nature.
Plus a whole bunch of down and dirty gardening tips.
Just let's try to be a little sophisticated.
Garden Variety premieres Monday at 3:30, 2:30 Central, only on FX.
It'll grow on you.
Barry Tompkins, Bill Moss back at Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. The Battle of Germany is going on in Frankfurt, and that's a pretty good ball game, too. They call it the Derby, and so far the home team, Bill, getting the job done.
Yeah, Frankfurt's up right now in the second quarter, 13-0.
Meanwhile, with 2 minutes left in the half, this is a very big sequence for the Scottish Claymores. Saran Stacey gets about 3 on second down and 10, so it's going to bring about a third down and 7. Now, this drive started to be a little more Claymore-like.
Well, they're starting to move the ball, and they've had to use other avenues. You saw they had to go to Willie Tate twice on this drive.
And coming back over the middle a lot with their passes now, not trying to go to the outside too much. Here comes a blitz, and Matthews rolls away from it. Now he buys himself a lot of time. Flag is down, should be a hold. Pass is incomplete down at the 28-yard line. My guess is that this is going to be a hold against Purvis Hunt. Or possibly Keith Wagner. It might have been Keith Wagner. And my guess is further that if it is a hold, it'll be refused.
I'll tell you, the front four for Amsterdam against the run, they've been establishing a new line of scrimmage. And unfortunately for Scotland, it's been in their backfield.
Holding. Number 78 of the offense. That penalty's declined. Incomplete pass. Fourth down.
Watch the front four come off the ball. You see 98 right there? And then Rico Mack. I mean, these guys are just blowing into the backfield.
They brought a safety that time, too. Robert O'Neill was on the blitz. Still, Matthews managed to get out of there, and great coverage with the blitz coming. So McCallum will come on, punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for. Now the ball is let go and almost down, but it goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line, and the Admirals will have it once again. Once again, let's take a look at the standings in the World League now. This, of course, is Week 8. The Scottish Claymores have now won 6-1, and with it won themselves a place in the World Bowl, and it will be played at their place in Edinburgh. So the Frankfurt Galaxy and the Amsterdam Admirals and the Barcelona Dragons and the London Monarchs and even the Rhine Fire are all in the battle to see who's going to form the other half of the World Bowl.
Yeah, and as of this point right now, you see Frankfurt and Amsterdam, they're in control of their own destinies. And both these teams are winning right now. So the matchup with Amsterdam and Frankfurt at the end of the season last game, that could be a big one.
Admirals leading 10-0 inside of 2 minutes, 1 minute and 13 seconds left. And to give to Beano Bryant. Bryant gets about 3, maybe 4 yards on first down. And I would have to think the Admirals will be a little bit conservative here.
Well, you know what's interesting is that they have a running game. I mean, they get 4 yards on that carry right there, and they couldn't get anything going in the previous 2 weeks.
Well, they go out of the shotgun once again. And they give it to Beano Bryant once again. And Bryant gets a little bit of a step. Bryant's got a lot of wiggle. Saw him several times at the University of Washington. He was plagued by injuries. Now the Admirals are going to take a timeout.
We take a look at the rushing yards here, and it's been, who would have expected that Amsterdam, as of this point right now, would outrush Scotland?
Well, they have really bottled up Saran Stacy. We're going to speak with him at halftime. First down ball at the 30-yard line. I thought they called a timeout, but apparently they did not. And they give it to Bryant once again. Bryant stutter steps inside, picks up a few more. Got about 3 with 4 seconds. 3, 2, and that's going to be the end of the first half. And an outstanding half on both sides of the ball by the Amsterdam Admirals. Now, whistles blow and hands wave, but it's still going to mean nothing more than the end of the first half. And with the score 10-0, we will jump off the track, but the best half of football that Amsterdam has played in a couple of weeks. We're coming back.
This week on Back Chat, we check out the career of Helen Hunt.
We also meet Leroy Seuss, Dr. Seuss's weird cousin.
And we celebrate our 2nd anniversary! That's Back Chat, Sunday 4, 3 Central.
Friday on Personal FX, we appraised a great smorgasbord of items. And on Monday, we're going to be serving up more.
And we're also going to look at a super collection of Marilyn Monroe memorabilia from Carlsbad, California. That's Monday on Personal FX.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
I was just auditioning different companies.
And I thought, well, gosh, maybe I'll try it and just see.
And?
I'm disappointed.
I miss AT&T. AT&T misses you, too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes. Just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more.
Keep hitting.
Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings.
Whoa, what's that?
Well, spend $25 a month, and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S.
I think it's right on the money.
And you're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill. AT&T calling card calls, AT&T cellular long distance, collect calls you receive, even fax and modem calls. Pretty comprehensive, huh?
That's what I like about it.
Does it cost anything to sign up?
Nope, doesn't cost a thing.
Could you please be more enthusiastic?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE. So, have I convinced you yet?
I like what I see, but I kind of want to see more.
Yeah, I'd like to see what I'm saving.
I want something I can easily read, see where my savings are, and go, yes, I'm getting a good deal.
You got it. AT&T puts your savings right on your phone bill.
She could show it to me. She goes, look how much money I saved.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? You're backed by AT&T's world-class customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
Call that number to switch now, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think it sounds great.
Just with 100 free minutes, that sounds wonderful.
25% across the board.
And I know that the service is there.
Can't get any better than that.
Well,
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
It's all within your reach.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
1996 is the year of the tight end in the World League, as more teams are utilizing their pass-catching skills and finding out their giant targets can have as much impact on an offense as any wide receiver or running back.
This year, I think, collectively, it's probably the first year every team has a very, very good tight end. I guess because of it being a passing league, a lot of tight ends are able to show what they can really do, getting the opportunity to catch the ball. In the NFL, some teams don't really feature their tight ends as much, but here, being that it's a passing league, they got the opportunity to show what they can do.
I can tell you this, they got some great talent playing at the tight end spot, you know, and the World League is, you know, it seems like every team in the league is a throwing team. And so, you know, most of the time, like I tell our quarterbacks, tight end's always open.
It seems as though the tight end has always been open, as 3 of the top 4 players in receptions are tight ends. Those players don't start off as tight ends, they grow into it and feel it's an advantage.
I used to be a receiver until my first year in college, and then I transferred to tight end, gained some weight, and then just try to be more successful there, because my coach was telling me that, you know, because I didn't have the blazing speed for a receiver, but I had the speed to run with the pass the linebacker and have the safety covering me. So I just adjusted, and it was the best move for me.
Most of you have more of a field to work on, like out of wideout. You know, you only really have the corner, and there's always a safety helping you inside. But at tight end, most of the time, there's a safety who's going to be 15 yards away from you. And then you have a linebacker who's
linebackers are usually not used to sticking a quick tight end, you know. Like, I'm only like 245, so a lot of them I just shake up with basketball moves. And I play at the park every day, you know, so it works out good for me.
These guys might be comfortable on the field, but in front of the camera, that's another story.
I'm sweating bullets, though. Boy, somebody throw a milkshake on me.
Well, Grady, we think you're ready for the outside.
Take your time for it. Crispy.
Good luck, kid.
Crunchy. Butterfinger blast.
Crispity! Crunchity!
Have a Butterfinger blast from Nestle.
They are America's dreamers, builders, leaders. They are the future of America's companies and communities. They are students, teachers, machinists, programmers.
But we're more.
We're more.
1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year.
We're the men and women of the U.S. Army Reserve.
We're proud of what we do.
And who we are.
You can join us in the Army Reserve.
As a full-time citizen serving part-time, you can train in one of almost 200 career fields, learn high-tech skills, and earn up to $25,100 toward a college degree while you're still in college. Serve part-time. Feel a pride that's full-time. Can you see yourself? This could be you. Call this number for more information. You'll receive a free brochure in the mail. There's no obligation.
No matter where you are in your life,
The Reserve can help you do better in life.
Call now.
Be all that you can be in the Army Reserve. How about it?
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
Hi, I'm Emmett, and I'm a cowboy. This is my hat. These are my boots. These are my horses. This is where they graze. And this is my ranch. No matter whose brand is on the front gate. This is my territory. This is my zone. This is my planet.
Welcome back to Olympic Stadium here in Amsterdam. Well, the man who made the big news last year continues to make it this year in the World League. He is this man, Saran Stacey, continuing to pursue the dream. Had a chance to catch up with him just before the game today.
Well, Saran, you go out there last year and you have an unbelievable season in the World League, and now you come back over here and you have an even better season. Certainly somebody's got to sit up and take notice and say, hey, this guy can play a little bit of football.
Well, I certainly hope so. You know, I've put a lot of hard work into it, and, you know, I have a lot of people supporting me, and, you know, they just keep telling me, you know, Saran, don't give up. You know, if you really believe that you can do it, and, you know, just one of those guys that think they can do it, but really can't. I mean, you really can, so, you know, I just thank God for just, you know, continually giving me the strength, you know, to endure.
Everybody talks about this team this year as really being one. You guys are all living together. Nobody bickers. Everybody gets along. Everybody hangs out together. There's not a lot of teams that can make that statement.
You know, that thing stands out, you know, really large with our football team because, you know, last year I can definitely say I played on that team last year. We were 2-8, and there was no team camaraderie nowhere. And this year, you know, guys actually care about each other. You know, when something bad happens out on the football field, we're all trying to pull each other up, you know, and it's special. It's great. You know, I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy to, you know, to develop the relationships that I developed with a lot of the players.
You know, you and I were talking just a little bit earlier, too. It's more than just playing football here in the World League. Certainly everybody has an eye toward playing in the NFL. But this is an experience that goes beyond football, really.
Yeah, certainly. The European experience overall it's been really good for us. And, you know, Scotland, you know, we live in Scotland, in the city of Glasgow, which is beautiful. And I was saying you earlier, you know, I had a chance to go up north, up in the northern part of Scotland and up in the Highlands, you know, and see some of the beauty of this country. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just happy that I've, you know, had a chance to do that.
Saran, why don't you go out and get yourself a World Bowl ring, and then we'll talk about getting a Super Bowl ring. How's that?
Hey, that sounds good to me.
And now AT&T presents the Play of the Week. The 1-4 Rhine Fire were looking to rekindle their season as they traveled to Barcelona to face the 3-3 Dragons. Dominating the first half, the Fire jumped to a 10-point lead, but the Dragons closed the gap to 1 point late in the third quarter. With 1 minute left in the third quarter and Barcelona threatening, Ryan cornerback Jamal Ellis stepped in front of a Kelly Holcomb pass to end the Dragons' go-ahead drive. Ellis's third interception of the year allowed the Rhine Fire to celebrate their second victory of the season. AT&T salutes Jamal Ellis and his play of the week.
The sun's up at Bay Hill, and what a lovely day for a drive. But don't forget to keep your head down, because Bay Hill is Arnold Palmer's place, and the rough edges are there by design. So who helps the business end of this legendary club run smoothly? Office Depot.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot guarantees low prices and 100% satisfaction. Because when you're responsible for the big picture, even small details are important.
Taking care of business.
Whenever you're sent out to pick up a movie, your homecoming could go one of two ways. Homecoming A, homecoming B. To avoid B, give them a choice. Bring home a safety video. Blockbuster has thousands of videos to guarantee your success. Unless your safety video is, say, a documentary on the physiology of fungus. Fungus, Fred?
Fungus.
Make it a Blockbuster night.
For drama and romance, Picket Fences really hits the mark.
Officer down.
Picket Fences on FX.
This is how we do it.
It's back, and it's hotter than ever. Quality's Dance Mix USA Volume 4.
This is the rhythm of the
More of what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah. Another night, another.
Over 70 minutes of non-stop dance mixes guaranteed to make you sweat. Groove to a higher state of consciousness. Montel Jordan, Corona, Ace of Base, and more. Call this toll-free number to get Dance Mix USA Volume 4. Cassette $15.95, CD $19.95. Call right now and we'll also send you this $10 long-distance phone card. It's yours free with your credit card order.
Y'all ready for this?
Bust free of the boredom. Dance Mix USA Volume 4 puts life into your party. Call right now and we'll also send you this $10 long-distance phone card. It's yours free with your credit card order. Call now.
Barry Tompkins with Bill Moss. We are set to start the second half. The Amsterdam Admirals beating up on the Scottish Claymores. The Claymores, remember, already in the World Bowl. And the Admirals, I think it's fair to say, Bill, are winning it on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they are. And meanwhile, you know, down in Frankfurt, the game down there, I'd alluded to earlier, I said Frankfurt was up 13-0. Well, that was my fault. See, when we called down there, they told me in German, they said, "Der Frankfurt, der Beaten, der Dusseldorf," and I forgot that they say things backwards. It's actually Ryan on top, and they're on top 21-0.
Got your 21 and your 13 all confused there, and I hate when that happens. In fact, I think that's who Will Fuhrer was calling right there to catch up on the score. Steve Matthews and Jim Soker having a little confab, and I think what they're talking about is, what are we going to do about this 66 yards? That is very much out of character.
Well, the Claymores having 14 rushing yards, and you're right, very much uncharacteristic of the Claymores offense. And the problem for them is now they're 10 points down, and they can't concentrate on a running game. They've got to air the ball out before they can get back to the ground game. You know, and that's where it's confrontational for him. Where number 12, Steve Matthews, he has 10 picks on the year, and when he has to win the ball game for him, things can be iffy.
What strikes me too is that there was nothing fluke about that first half. You know, sometimes strange plays and that sort of stuff. Look what happened to Saran Stacy and Sean LaChapelle. Maybe we should say, look what didn't happen.
Well, teams have been trying to figure out how to stop these two guys all year. I think Al Luganbill finally alluded to it. Hey, it's not the running back and it's not the wide receiver, it's the line. And if you go beat up their offensive line, these guys can't work. And that's what the Amsterdam Admirals front four defensively have been doing. They've been beating up Scotland's front offensive line.
Well, and they say, you know, don't leave the game. You mentioned this earlier, but Jim Kreiner told us, don't leave the hands in the game of the quarterback. Don't leave the game, I should say, in the hands of the quarterback, which is what they've had to do. But Amsterdam defensively has managed to put pressure on Steve Matthews also. I mean, they are covering all the bases. You would think if they took LaChapelle and Stacy out of the ballgame, which they have for all intent, that something would be open, but so far, Claymores haven't found it. Claymores will get the ball first to start the second half. And this is going to be Gissendaner at the 15, at the 20, at the 25. Almost lost the football, and that's exactly what the Claymores did not need. So Steve Matthews will have the ball in his hands once more, and things were a little bit open over the middle, but I think the most significant fact defensively for the Admirals, and as a former down lineman yourself, you'll appreciate it, I mean, they put some push on the quarterback.
They knew coming into the game it was on their shoulders, and they responded very well.
Claymore start at the 28-yard line with a first down. Half the field in shadow now, and that is a tough thing for a receiver looking back for the ball. Matthews throws a one-hopper intended for Yo Murphy.
Down and hurt.
And now things going from bad to worse as he was drilled once again. He's taking a real beating in general.
Watch as he releases the ball right here. And I'll be honest with you, that was a late hit. You're allowed a step and a half, and right there Jim Hanna had about 2.5 on him. The ball was out of his hand was down almost by his side when he just got that blow.
It was a late hit, and it was right on the passing arm of Steve Matthews.
And they're feeling his shoulder right now. Boy, you hope it's not separated right there. We'll take a look. Now see Steve Matthews, he plants, and watch, the ball is out of his hands, and his hand is down by his side when he gets hit there. That's a late hit.
And he is sitting up, but it does not look positive right at the moment.
Jim Ballard on the sidelines, number 13, warming up.
Well, he seems to be all right. Might have just been a stinger. Those kinds of things that broadcasters sort of pass off as nothing, and you players know what they feel like.
And we carry them with us the rest of our lives.
Well, we'll see if he'll be back or not. The backup quarterback is Jim Ballard. He's out of a small school, Mount Union, but Mount Union was Division III national champions when Jim Ballard was the quarterback there.
Jim Ballard missed a game 2 weeks ago. He flew home to Ohio and get married. Now watch right here. See, I didn't see them take a snap. And a lot of times when a new quarterback comes in or a new center comes in, there's always a miscommunication in the snap. It's a different feel down there.
And he's in a 2nd and 10 situation. Go up on first down, swing out of the backfield. The ball is caught this time by Ron Dickerson. It's not going to get much, however. Good baptismal, however, for the new quarterback.
Steve's on the sideline, loosening it back up, so nothing serious. And that's good news for Steve.
That was also the first snap of the year for Jim Ballard. So he's perfect.
He's 100%.
Yeah.
Come on out of the game.
He's gained 2 yards, actually a little less than 2, and Ballard now looking at a 3rd down and a long 8. Split backs behind him. LaChapelle near side and Murphy far side. Ballard straight back, rush comes, throws for LaChapelle, ball's caught, first down across midfield, across the 45, carrying Admirals with him to about the 42-yard line.
Well, just like Steve Matthews, he finds his main target, LaChapelle. And watch LaChapelle and Tommy Jones get some separation and splits the 2 defenders. And Ballard does a nice job of laying the ball in there. You know, he had the 2 DBs turned around.
And now LaChapelle comes off the field limping just a little bit. Sean's family in Sacramento, incidentally, gets to watch these games, but they don't get to watch them until the next night because they don't get FX in Sacramento. And so he has to have friends of the family tape the game, and then Mom and Dad get it. It does not appear to be a serious injury. He might have rolled an ankle or something, and he's having a little conversation with the trainer. I suspect we will see Sean LaChapelle back.
He's had that injury. His ankle's been bothering him for the last couple of weeks, but he's been playing on it.
We'll take a timeout. 13-14 remaining 3rd quarter. 10-0 Admirals.
I don't see him. I think we're safe.
Of course we're safe. We're in my Subaru Outback.
I know the world's first sport utility wagon.
This beauty's got dual airbags, full-time all-wheel drive, and it's more stable in the turn than a Blazer.
What else you got?
Better braking than an Explorer. That's my Subaru Outback. The world's first sport utility wagon.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess who looked a lot like you.
And she had a magic wand, too.
Action Lane remembers the old porch gliders, but ours have comfortable padding and a unique gliding mechanism for a smoother, gentler ride indoors.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess. Your grandpa used to say it was just like me.
Introducing the new glider recliner from Action Lane. Call 1-800-700-1233 for your local dealer and a free buyer's guide.
7-Up attitude.
It's a given. It's the way it makes you feel. It's the lift that you get. It's a rhythm in your step. Cause it's cool and it's wonderful and it's lemon and lime. 7-Up. It's an up thing. 7-Up. Does it every time. It's clear and it's wonderful and it's totally fine. 7-Up. Hey, it's an up thing.
Where is the one place to carbonate your brain?
Whenever you're sent out to pick up a movie, your homecoming could go one of two ways. Homecoming A, homecoming B. To avoid B, give them a choice. Bring home a safety video. Blockbuster has thousands of videos to guarantee your success. Unless your safety video is, say, a documentary on the physiology of fungus. Fungus, Fred?
Fungus.
Make it a Blockbuster night.
On FX, what you see
Heaven, a little piece of paradise.
is what you'll get.
This is some fantasy.
Garden Variety premieres Monday at 3:30, 2:30 Central, only on FX.
Well, while we're away, Steve Matthews is on the sideline throwing the ball and seemed to have a comfortable motion, and I heard him tell the trainer, I'm okay, but in the meantime, he's watching Jim Ballard, who's done a pretty good job in his 2 snaps, completing 2 passes, and he's got his team at the 42-yard line of Amsterdam. And he's going to go up again and throws for Tate, underthrew that one. And a flag is down at about the 27-yard line. That might be holding against Amsterdam. I hate to guess, but sometimes that flag is dropped in an area.
Here, number 85, Willie Tate. Ballard sets up nice and finds his man, and he has Ed Stewart beat. Keith Franklin beat right here. Franklin gets a hand on him, tries to break up the play, but I don't know if they called that or not.
There's actually 2 flags. There's one down at about the 27-yard line.
That penalty is declined. Pass interference. Number 54 of the defense. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
So there was a hold and a pass interference.
And there's the culprit right there.
So a first down at about the 26-yard line, and a give to Dickerson is good for about 2.
And I'll tell you what, Amsterdam Admiral's defense is really putting some pressure on Scotland. The last 3 offensive snaps, I mean, the defensive backs are right up on the line of scrimmage, about 2 yards off the receiver. I mean, these guys are playing man-to-man on him, and they don't care. They're going to keep it coming after him. And there they go again.
Dickerson and Stacy, the setbacks behind Ballard. LaChapelle back in the ballgame, comes in motion. Ballard rolls, throws, caught by LaChapelle, first down. Well, they may say he was knocked out of bounds short of the first down. I think it might be a yard short of the first down from where the spot is, and it will be. But I'll tell you what, Ballard has his team moving very efficiently.
So we'll see LaChapelle, what he did there is he came in motion to the inside to get the DBs turned around a little bit, and they just came up and ran a nice out pattern there for about 5 or 6 yards and a nice pickup. But when you're playing man-to-man defense and they're up smothering the ball like that, that's what you try to do, create a little motion or run some crossing routes or some picks to try to create separation.
They go out of the I formation, 3rd and short, pitch to Stacy. Stacy will have the first down, I believe, and it's going to depend on how generous the spot he gets. It's going to be close.
You know, Mike Evans has really been a factor in this game. Watch number 97 to the right of your screen. You see him out there? Watch what he does. He holds up that whole corner, then takes on the lead blocker, Dickerson, and that stuffs the whole thing up. We've called his number 97, several times today. He's been all over it.
And it is a first down, not by much, but it's a first down at the 14-yard line. And now let Ballard go, and why not? He's done a very good job so far. LaChapelle slots inside of Murphy to the left this time. Ballard will go upstairs once more. Looks to the end zone, deep end zone, and it's caught by LaChapelle for a touchdown. It is Yo Murphy. No, it is LaChapelle who made the catch.
Well, there they were in man-to-man coverage again. And when you get man-to-man coverage, Sean LaChapelle is the guy you want to go to. Watch him run this route. He's going to come into the left side of your screen. See the separation he creates right at the end? And then he uses his height to go up and get the ball.
Getting his body between the ball and the defender, too, and they were telling us he does that so well, and that's the reason they feel he can play at the next level. Try for point. On its way, in the air, and good. And let's give some credit to Jim Ballard, who hadn't thrown a pass in anger all year long, who drove this team for their first touchdown.
Yeah, watch Jim Ballard. He comes in third quarter, and watch him standing there with some poise, and watch him deliver the hit. He sees the hit coming. Jim Hanna, again, the guy that put Steve Matthews out, he sees him coming right into his face, and he stands in there and takes the hit and delivers a nice pass. Watch LaChapelle, man-to-man coverage with Tommy Jones. Takes him up and then turns him around. And as he turns him around, Ballard throws a nice ball, throws it so where only Sean LaChapelle could catch it.
Ballard, prototypical size for an NFL quarterback. 6'3", 225 pounds. For LaChapelle, his 6th touchdown catch of the year, and that was a big one.
You know, and I think Jim Kreiner made the right decision by going with Ballard. You know, Steve Matthews was taking some shots back there, and he was getting rattled. And why have a guy in there who's injured and he's going to go back in and be protecting himself and worried about taking a hit? Ballard's in there, gets some new blood in there, and he goes down and marches the team downfield.
Come on now. Bend your knees. You got to bend your knees now. Yeah, on that short yardage, hit that sucker with everything you got.
Jim Kreiner talking Cochise. Twisting kick this time. Headed for Theo Blanco, and Blanco gets back to about the 27-yard line, and that's where the Admirals will start.
Now comes the course of the game, Barry, where you find out what your team's made of. Okay, it's easy to be good when you're up by 10, and it's easy to rush the passer defensively, and it's easy to have some good momentum offensively, and things kind of happen. But now you have a 3-point ball game, and everything you do is crucial to the outcome. It's interesting to see what's going to happen here with Amsterdam.
I was just going to say, this is an important possession, I think, for Amsterdam. Mo has shifted a little bit toward the Claymore sideline to give on a little bit of a delay this time. And Claymore's came away with the ball, and they're saying, we got it, but the officials are saying, oh, no, you don't.
One of the things Amsterdam wants to do is run with 5 men in the box. And what that is it's 4 defensive linemen and 1 backer. And the reason there's only 5 in the box here is because they have nickel situation. They bring in 6 DBs with the 4 wide receivers. So they should be able to have the matchup and be able to win the war up front, but right there they didn't.
And it was T.C. Wright who carried the ball, incidentally, and Wright did not play for the last part of the first half. It was Bean O'Brien at the setback spot, so T.C. is obviously all right. Good pressure on Fuhrer that time, but the pass is away. It is caught by Chandler for a first down. Will Fuhrer out of Virginia Tech.
Feeling more comfortable every week, it seems, in this offense. Has some good numbers today, and the big thing is there's no interceptions. Last week, he threw about 4 interceptions, and that was a lot of the problems. Plus, they couldn't run the ball. Today, they're doing a little bit of everything.
4 interceptions and a couple of should have been interceptions. Double slot once again. T.C. Wright, the lone setback as the sun starts to set here on Olympic Stadium. Fuhrer steps up in trouble. Down he goes. First sack of the ball game, and Gerald Jeffcoat.
And that's what Scotland has been doing all year long. He's been getting at the quarterback. You watch number 99 on the center there. That's Gerald Jeffcoat. He comes up and he has to spin. He comes back inside and he sees Will Fuhrer stepping up. And he had Don Willis in there. Don Willis, the center, has a bad ankle, and he didn't start. So what he did with him is he worked him a little bit. See, as a defensive lineman, you got a bag of tricks. And right there, he used a little movement and a spin move to keep Don Willis and check with his bad foot.
So second down, about 15 now. Again out of the shotgun. Four-man rush. Bureau with time. Throws. Bobo on the comeback. Short of the first down by about 3, maybe 4 yards at about the 47-yard line. James Williams wasn't about to let him go any further.
Well, James Williams gave him the pattern, and it was a little comeback. He takes him up. You see Williams playing off right there. And then he stops and comes around, and there's the ball. James Williams closes on it nice, but it's a catch. And that's important because Amsterdam needs that momentum to keep things moving. In the past, Will Fuhr, there's no telling where that ball could have gone. It was a nice throw.
Big play here, 3rd down and 3. And again, they'll go out of the shotgun with T.C. Wright, the lone setback. And Fuhr is going to throw for it. It's batted in the air at the line of scrimmage, and the Admirals will have to give it up. Ty Parton with a big-time play. Just got the hands up.
Yeah, Ty Parton has really been a force for this defense the last couple weeks. And we haven't called his number much today, and we haven't called many of the Claymore's numbers. But there, as the momentum's starting to change here a little bit, they're getting a little life. You see number 95 in the middle of your screen? He jacks up Willie Williams and gets his hand up. See, you press the pocket down, and if you can't get to the quarterback, then get in his face and get your hands up. And that's what Ty does there.
Twisting kick this time, and this is going to be Gissendaner back at about the 8-yard line. Slips by the first man, but is stopped as he crosses the 15 to the 16, a return of about 8 yards. And now the Scottish Claymores in a situation where they can do a little bit of business, and they will do so, apparently, with their backup quarterback, Jim Ballard.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
I was just auditioning different companies.
And I thought, well, gosh, maybe I'll try it and just see. And I'm disappointed. I miss AT&T.
AT&T misses you, too. So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes. Just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes. I'm there.
There's more.
Keep hitting.
Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings.
Whoa, what's that?
Well, spend $25 a month, and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S.
I think it's right on the money.
And you're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill. AT&T calling card calls, AT&T cellular long distance, collect calls you receive, even fax and modem calls. Pretty comprehensive, huh?
That's what I like about it.
Does it cost anything to sign up?
Nope, doesn't cost a thing.
Could you please be more enthusiastic?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE. So, have I convinced you yet?
I like what I see, but I kind of want to see more.
Yeah, I'd like to see what I'm saving.
I want something I can easily read, see where my savings are, and go, yes, I'm getting a good deal.
You got it. AT&T puts your savings right on your phone bill.
She could show it to me. She goes, look how much money I saved.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? You're backed by AT&T's world-class customer service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
Call that number to switch now, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think it sounds great.
Just with 100 free minutes, that sounds wonderful.
25% across the board.
And I know that the service is there.
Can't get any better than that.
Well,
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
Well, dusk started to settle into Amsterdam Stadium, although we expect that the sun will stay up until after this ballgame. It doesn't really get dark here until about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. However, the sun is getting lower, and I really think the team that is going from our right to our left, the way Amsterdam is going right now in the fourth quarter, is going to have a heck of a time looking back into the sun to try to catch a pass. Meanwhile, Ballard at quarterback going up for LaChapelle as the catch out in front. Going to be a foot race midfield with a 40 to the 30 and down at the 20-yard line. And you cannot do that any better than that.
Well, I said it was a good call by leaving Jim Ballard in, and I'm not sure what his percentage is, but I think he's only dropped one. He has some nice time in the pocket. You see him set up, and he finds Sean LaChapelle. Right here again, he drew man-to-man coverage, and he had no safety help on Kelly Sims. And he gets behind him, and you see it's a foot race. What Sean LaChapelle can do is create separation and find an opening. You'll see here from a different angle. So Steve Matthews isn't the only guy that likes to go to LaChapelle. When the game's on the line, this guy has an innate ability to make things happen. he'll find a little flaw or a little hitch in something that the defender's doing. He studies the game very hard. And he'll utilize it as he did in that situation right there and as he did on his touchdown.
63 yards on my abacus, and that would make Ballard. Now, that's not a bad line. 514 yards and a touch. Jim Kreiner.
Well, there Jim Kreiner goes over and tells him, well, what are you going to tell him? Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing.
You're doing just fine. LaChapelle now making himself a factor. Over 100 yards in pass receptions and the touchdown, and that was not an easy catch. A player like LaChapelle is just going to surface at some point. You keep him down for a while, which the Admirals did, but all of a sudden, rearing his ugly head. First down, and a give to Stacy. A reverse this time for Gissendaner. He's got all kinds of blocking.
He's got
20,
a touchdown.
to the 10, to the 5, touchdown!
Well, they saved the secret weapon for a certain time. And I've been hearing now for about 4 weeks, you know, some way we've got to get Lee Gissendaner the football in our offense. And they really sell this thing. They run the play that they're noted for. The 27 power O to Stacy outside, but then coming back out of the receiver position is Gissendaner. And they caught the Admirals over pursuing. Their defense has been very hungry, and they over pursue, and here comes Lee Gissendaner out the back door.
2 plays, 84 yards, and the conversion and the lead. And in the space of about 2.5 minutes, the complexion of this game has changed entirely.
Yeah, but the Amsterdam Admirals can't get down over this. I mean, they have to understand what happened. I mean, they're playing aggressive defense. That's been doing a heck of a job for them. Right here, they get tricked on a trick play. And as a defender, there's nothing more than a guy hates at getting beat by being over-aggressive. I mean, as a defender, you're taught to be aggressive. And here, the whole defense is over on the right side of the screen, chasing Surround Stacy.
And a nice finishing block by Tom Barton just to get Gissendaner into the end zone.
And understand that the things they've been doing today, Amsterdam, they've been doing well. And they have to step out of the frame to take a look at the picture. I mean, yeah, the score indicates they have a 4-point lead. But they've been winning this ballgame and winning the numbers by what they're doing. So stay with it. Don't get down. I saw the guys, see, look at their heads are down.
And you know it is. Play the damn defense, and it'll work. All right? Shit! We got a chance to win this son of a bitch, and you're giving it up. It ain't all right, Bob. It ain't all right, Kelly. Now let's get going.
Right. Pat O'Brien available to play the part of Al Luganville. Already did Newt Rockman. This is Bean O'Brien on a return, and he's going backwards.
I've been in that situation before, Barry, and believe me, it's no fun. And what he was so upset about is play the defense call. You know, they had guys over pursuing. You know, everybody's trying to make something happen. And that's what it gets a coach upset.
2 plays, 84 yards. 63-yard pass and a 21-yard reverse. And Will Fuhrer once more will try to get things level. He'll go up on first down. Now he runs out of time, and that's a coverage sack right there.
Well, you're exactly right. There's some excellent coverage downfield. There was a man on every receiver, and Will Fuhrer really didn't have a chance there. And now you can see the Scottish Claymores needed a little shot of adrenaline, and their offense gave it to them. And they're starting to pick up the pace.
That's going to take the Admirals back to the 9-yard line. They've got to go all the way to the 27-yard line. Second down, 18. They cover the trips left this time. And Fuhrer rolling to his left. Now he has to step up, and the ball knocked loose. Scramble forward, and the Claymores got it. It is DeWitt who knocked the ball down.
Ball's going to be Scotland's on the 1-yard line.
DeWitt recovered it as well. I think he knocked it out of his hands and recovered the ball.
Well, Scotland was playing pretty flat throughout the better part of the first half. And then their offense gets in the end zone twice, and it gives them new life. Look at the agility and the athletic ability of John DeWitt. I mean, I talked about these guys, the defensive line, they're never on the ground. They're always standing up. And if you're up, you have a chance to make a play happen. And John DeWitt keeps his balance right there, swats the ball down, and then recovers it.
Well, they have just made all the plays here in the third quarter. First down, the ball at the 2-yard line. It is Stacy with the ball, and he will get to about the 1.5. Might have been stopped at the 2-yard line.
You know, as a defense, you know, during the course of the week, you get little credit for big plays. You know, if you get a fumble or sack, a tackle or whatever. Watch right here. DeWitt's going to get a bunch of little stickers this week. He keeps his balance. He comes in. He strips the ball, which is credited as a sack. And then he falls on it and makes a recovery. So you get extra bonus points.
And Parton doing a good job just to make sure Fuhrer didn't get a chance to scramble for the ball. He knocked him down and laid on top of him.
Repeat first down.
Now, if you didn't understand that, what he said was,
it sounded like the teacher on the Peanuts. Charlie Brown's teacher.
That's the guy who gave us the Frankfurt score, I think.
Space!
John DeWitt giving his offense a look-to-be easy touchdown.
Damn right, you better.
Kreiner pretty incensed about something. I'm not quite sure what.
He needs to watch himself being out there on the field. That's a penalty in itself.
I mean, there was a 5-yard penalty assessed, which is going to bring the ball back to about the 8-yard line.
90 is an eligible number. No, you're wrong. 90 is an eligible number.
What happened is they're in big personnel, okay? And 98, Matt Storm, an offensive lineman and a tight end, comes into the game as a tight end. He doesn't have to report because he has a 90 number. He is a tight end. But the officials treated him as an offensive lineman and said he needed to report. And Kreiner's saying, no, he doesn't. He has a 90 number.
And if that's true, he was in the ballgame before as a tight end. I specifically noticed that. And so if it was a call that should have been made, it should have been made the last time.
Because he wears that number 98, he can come in and play tight end and not have to report.
But the penalty will stand, and it'll be first down and goal back to 7-yard line. In motion this time is La Chapelle, and straight back to pass is Ballard. Throws underneath, intended for Dickerson, and incomplete.
Ballard dropped he completed his first pass of the afternoon since he's been in. And the offense stats, look at the second half for Scotland. What a turnaround. Absolutely opposite of what happened to him in the first half.
And it all happened after Steve Matthews went down. I mean, that's where it started. So it'll be second down and goal to go from the 7. Little fade pattern for Yo Murphy. Goes up. Got it. Touchdown. Just that simple.
Nice play all the way around. Jim Ballard throws a beautiful ball. A nice fade, as you called it, and put some air under it is what it is. Fade pattern, and it just comes down to who goes up after the ball. And right at the very end, Yo Murphy, who the coaches have been praising all week, saying what a player he is, we need to get this guy the ball more, goes up and makes a nice grab.
Yeah, in fact, Jim Kreiner told us Yo Murphy is almost as good as Sean LaChapelle. He said when he goes up, he comes back with the ball. And that's exactly what happened there. Try for point now is on its way and good, but whistles blow and flags fall, and we'll get it all cleared up.
Give me that offensive team up here. Get up here.
Al, that's the voice of Al Luganville, and he sounds absolutely thrilled to be here.
I can tell you who's not thrilled. It's that offensive team that's gathered around him right now.
75 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the try.
You fucking quit.
Okay, it's cable television, right?
Now it's a good thing we're on cable television because Al is just chewing some butt over there, and the players are getting a shower. Al's yelling, spitting on them.
Gavin Hastings converts despite the penalty, and it is all going away the Scottish Claymores now, as they have now jumped on top of the Amsterdam Admirals by a 21-10 count. 5:37 remaining, third quarter.
The Colgate Plus toothbrush meets old Squarehead. At first, it was hard being the odd-looking toothbrush. But it's my dual bristle design and diamond-shaped head that helps me clean teeth and massage gums so well. And so comfortably. No Squarehead could beat that. So, my neighbor moved out, and Peggy moved in.
Colgate Plus, the odd-looking, super-cleaning, comfy-feeling toothbrush.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint Cents rate isn't always a dime. It could be a quarter or 65 cents on calls to Canada.
Oh.
Try AT&T True Reach Savings. On average, most people can save more than with Sprint Cents when they spend $25 a month on calls in the U.S. Plus, you'll always save more on calls to Canada.
Wow, I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
They crawl, they hop, they slither. They're pets, and they won't be stopped! Unless you watch the Pet Department, only on FX. If you miss it, be very afraid.
It set the standard in do-it-yourself books. But now, we've made the best even better. Introducing the all-new Home Repair and Improvement series from Time Life Books. With new color illustrations, step-by-step instructions, and a new spiral binding so books lay flat. It's never been easier to save money and create the home you've always wanted. You'll learn how to build a deck your family will enjoy for years. The tricks of the trade to install a new patio. Call now to examine decks, porches, and patios, free for 15 days. Keep it for the special low TV price of just $1.99. Use your credit card and get this Stanley tape measure absolutely free. Other volumes will follow. Keep only those you want. The new Home Repair and Improvement series from Time Life Books. We've made the best even better.
Call 1-800-318-1919 now to get decks, porches, and patios for just $1.99. That's 1-800-318-1919.
Not a happy camper, Al Lugan, but what comes after gnashing your teeth and gnashing your gums? I don't know. What is he down to?
I'm not sure, but he's going to need some cough drops after the game. He's been yelling, and he has a right to yell, because he has seen this team quit on him before. And right now, if they get down, if they get their daubers down and quit, they're going to be out of World Bowl race.
It's going to be Blanco on the kick at the 10-yard line, to the 20, to the 30-yard line, almost broken. Got across the 30 to the 34. Well, here's what's happened to the Scottish Claymores. It takes strange things sometimes to be a catalyst for a football team, and Steve Matthews, and you hate to see any player go down, especially a quarterback, but Matthews goes down, and all of a sudden a fire is lit under this team.
Well, yeah, and it really happened, I think, at halftime. You know, they went into halftime, and I think Kreiner did a little bit of what he's doing right there.
Both coaches of the fire and brimstone order. Fuhrer will put it up, throws, and one hops it, intended for Chandler at midfield.
And Amsterdam Admirals have an offensive player down on the ground. And the way injuries have gone for them this year, they can ill afford to lose another player.
And that, I don't want to speculate what that might be. But if you are just joining us here on FX or on Sky here in Europe, here are the standings in the World League of American Football, and the team we're watching, the Scottish Claymores, trying to make it 7-1. Now the Frankfurt Galaxy and the Rhein Fire are playing each other right now, and remember when last we heard, Rhein Fire was ahead of Frankfurt 21-0. So things will change there. Amsterdam 3-4, and right now, looking up the Scottish Claymores, things will change there. Barcelona's still in it, of course. London is still in it. London could make a pretty good case for being one of the better teams in the league right at the moment. There you see, 28-0 now.
Wow. And that will put Frankfurt at 4-4, and one of these teams is going to step up. Early on, it looked like it could be Amsterdam. If they were 4-4, they'd be right back in the thick of things. And then tomorrow's game, of course, both those teams are 3-4, and the winner of that could emerge.
Donald Willis is the injured player. He came into the ball game, remember, with an injury. And that game that you spoke of tomorrow between Barcelona and London, which now becomes a very important game, will be on right here. Willis had an ankle injury coming into the game, obviously aggravated that. 2nd down and 10 now for Will Fuhrer. Out of the shotgun once again. Throws for Bobo, makes the catch short of the first down at the 41-yard line.
Well, yeah, go back to your main guy. Go back to the guy that gets you all the yards, and that's Bobo. And right here, you see Will Fuhrer has time, sets up nice, finds his man, and throws the ball, makes a connection there. And they get an 8-yard gain. Now it's 3rd and 2.
And they go out of the spread again. That's been the formation du jour. And they've had a whole bunch of them this year. Fuhrer will go up once again with time. Comes back over the middle, caught by Chandler. First down, midfield, 45, down to the 43-yard line.
Well, that was Darren Chandler. And what he did right there that was really nice was after he made the catch, he knew where the open field was. Now you're going to see him catch the ball. Fuhrer looks off to his second read. It was a nice job reading the field by Fuhrer. And then he spins to the open field. He knew he has before he ducked it on his inside, and he heads toward the sideline and picks up another 7 or 8 yards.
Ball at the 42-yard line of the Claymores. A give this time is to Bino Bryant, and Bryant got about 2 short of the 40-yard line.
There's a flag on the field right about the vicinity of where you would call holding.
We'll look at Al Luganville, and as soon as he sees that, he knows his team may have a problem again, and is going to go against Amsterdam.
Holding. Number 71 of the offense. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
That's Mario Cristobal, who came in for Don Willis, who left with the injury.
The numbers on Will Fuhrer, certainly not an embarrassing evening so far. Touchdown and no interceptions. Second half, very quiet though. And now looking at a first down and 20. They come with a blitz, and Fuhrer throwing deep. And it is incomplete intended, as they had 2 receivers there. David Jones was there, and so was Darren Chandler, and I'm not quite sure who that was intended for.
Well, both of them were deep routes. They sent him on goes. And he knew they drew man-to-man coverage, and he was going to air it out and try to hopefully have one of his receivers beat their man-to-man coverage. You see Al Luganville, he's like, can I get a break?
And the answer is no. Second down and 20 now. Again, double slot out of the shotgun. Fuhrer rolling left. Now he'll run midfield, 45. Head down to the 40-yard line, and he got back about 12. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Well, you know, for Will Fuhrer, he's just got in a situation where he's been yelled at by the coach, their offense is chewed out, and he's got to lead by example. And right here he does that. He's got to find a way to move the team. And if everybody's covered, he's got to pull it down and run. And he picks up 12 of the yards they needed. They were 2nd and 20, and it puts them in about 3rd and 8.
Herman Carroll, starting defensive left end, came off limping for the Claymores. 3rd down and 8 now. Fuhrer throws, caught by Bobo, first down at the 30-yard line. Nice job by Bobo to hang on that time.
That was a nice job by Philip Bobo. See him at the bottom of your screen right here? He's the slant pattern, the inside. Diedrich Smith had the clearing route, and he cleared everybody out. And just enough for the first down.
It's a very big play. The Admirals need a confidence builder here. Really could use a drive. Numbers on Bobo. 4 catches for 49 yards. And a first down at the 30-yard line. 1 hopper on the snap. Fuhrer digs it out nicely, but now he's got no place to go, and that's grounding.
Joe O'Brien came storming up the middle, number 90, defensive lineman for the Scottish Claymores. See him right there on Mario Cristobal. Boy, that's jacking up a center. Then he throws him down and just applies the pressure to Will Fuhrer. Will Fuhrer has people all around him and throws the ball down. Now, if he was out of the pocket, he could throw that ball and it wouldn't be intentional grounding, but because he was in the pocket and he threw it and there wasn't a receiver around, then comes the penalty.
Every time you see a play like that, you smile.
Yeah.
D linemen are all alike, you know?
Yeah, and these guys smile too. You know, yesterday we were talking to their defense. Remember, Barry, and every time we talk to them about hitting or some of the big plays they make, they get this sinister look on their face. They're like, yeah.
Speaking of which, though, I was really impressed with the fact that these guys genuinely seem to care for each other. You know, it's one of those great intangibles of what composes a, quote, team. And whatever it is that does, these guys seem to have it.
An emphasis on team. Jim Kreiner, there's the call right there, intentional grounding. Jim Kreiner said, you know, he evaluates these guys as people first and then players. He said he cut a bunch of guys in training camp that have more talent so he could keep quality people around that are team guys. And if you talk to any of the players, they don't want to talk about themselves. They give credit to Ray Wilsey, Kreiner, the other players.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And that was to the number, and it was really unsolicited. First down and 20 again. Been there, done that. Fuhrer with time, throws, and nobody there. Diedrich Smith, closest man to it. Fuhrer took a shot right as he unloaded the ball.
Not sure what Will Fuhrer was looking at there. Here, see number 99, Gerald Jeffcoat, come into the picture and just put a lick on Will Fuhrer right underneath his chin there as he throws that ball. And maybe that had something to do with that erratic throw, Barry.
Could have. Not far from pass interference, incidentally, as soon as you get that forearm up around the helmet, flirting with disaster. Second down and 20. They go play fake this time, and Fuhrer airs it out, got a man out in front, and unable to hang on was Chandler at the goal line.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what Al's upset about, and I'll tell you what Darren Chandler's upset about is... Oh, look at Al go. Is Forey Duckett was beat, okay? And as the ball is thrown, he is beat, and he's just like putting his hands up in his face and doing anything he can do to distract. See, he's beat right there. Now watch him close right there. Just get his body in front. He's not making a play on the ball, and he's not defending the receiver.
Just to be devil's advocate, though, he didn't have his hands up, so it can't really be interpreted as face guarding. Bobo out in front, touchdown Admirals. Well, you don't get it one way, come back the other.
Nice play. Nice play and nice composure on the part of Will Fuhrer, Bobo, and the Amsterdam Admirals offense. You know, they see their coach on the sideline getting upset about a call which he thought should have been pass interference. And that could bring a team down when it's 2nd and 20. But Will didn't let them get down. You see Bobo right there? He's been running slant patterns all day long. And then he takes James Williams downfield and then heads for a post, the goal post.
I think Williams might have thought that there was another coverage on that time. You see him kind of point toward the safety saying, where are you? Try for point is up and good, and things once again get interesting. Been a very good ball game. Will Fuhrer's throwing his second touchdown pass. Take a look. Yeah, I'll take that one.
And he's got his team right back in the game. He hasn't quit. And he's talking upstairs, offensive coordinator Joe Clark.
It's been a long third quarter, hasn't it? A lot of scoring in his third quarter. 21-17 ball game. We've had 4 touchdowns in this quarter. And there's still 57 seconds left.
And you know what I noticed? I look over the Amsterdam Admirals sidelines, and all the players are standing up now. You know, before, when they came off earlier, you didn't have anybody standing up. They're all sitting down the bench. Nobody wanted to get around Al Luganville. So they all went over to the bench and sat down. Now they're all up on their feet. See them?
I think, though, that's just because they're a moving target. You see, you can't get to all of them now.
But it's interesting that, you know, how emotional this team is. And it actually plays against them sometimes. And Al Luganville wouldn't be denied. He wouldn't let them slip down into the tank. He got in their face and said, no way. You know, guys aren't going to do it to me again.
And you got to admire Will Fuhrer, too, as you said. He just kind of hung in there. He's playing his game. Let what goes on the sideline go on, and I'll take care of business. And he did just that. This is Gissendaner on the return at the 20, and he is whacked as he gets to the 25-yard line by Robert O'Neill.
Yeah, it was Robert O'Neill, and he was a safety. And I think he was getting a little revenge there on the fact that he was a safety that got beaten over pursued on that Lee Gisson down in reverse. So he wanted to get a little payback there.
So Jim Ballard will come back into the ball game now. Allocated player from Cincinnati out of Mount Union College. And look at the numbers on Ballard and the numbers on the starter, Matthews, who had a tough time. It was under siege much of the day.
You know, Ballard was the starting quarterback early in camp down in Atlanta.
He's got good size, I'll say that. Straight back he goes on first down. Has time, throwing deep, too tall that time. Intended for Yo Murphy. Murphy had a little bit of room, but Ballard couldn't quite get the ball to him.
Just overthrew him a little bit right there, you know. Yo Murphy ran a nice route.
There's a look at Jim Ballard and the numbers on him, and he's still young quarterback, one of those guys that you have an idea might be able to hang around the National Football League a little bit.
You could tell Kreiner had no problem going to him and keeping him in there.
Also perfect guy for this league. Play fake and an inside handoff this time for the fullback, Kai Hollow. And fists fly. Kelly Sims and Sean LaChapelle.
You're seeing they're getting a little fisticuffs down there.
Kelly's not beyond doing a little woofing.
Well, what it is Sean LaChapelle is such a good blocker. He's down there blocking the safeties in the corners, and they're getting a little upset about it.
And with that, the third quarter has come to an end, and it was nothing if not exciting. 4 touchdowns, and it's a 4-point game. 21-17, Scotland.
Testing for your love.
Barry White, checking for love, the Love King. Can't get enough of your love, babe. I love you, man.
I love your style.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
I had it right in my hand. You saw it.
I just wasn't satisfied with the way my headache medicine was working. And then my doctor told me about a medicine called Arudis.
Of all the prescription pain medicines, 82% of doctors surveyed have prescribed Arudis. And now it's available in a non-prescription strength. Potent new Arudis KT. Just 25 milligrams is as effective as 400 milligrams of Motrin IB, 440 of Aleve, or 1,000 milligrams of extra-strength Tylenol.
Now I've got Arudis KT.
New Arudis KT, the potent medicine for pain.
7-Up attitude.
It's the giving. It's the way it makes you feel. It's the lift that you get. It's a rhythm in your step, 'cause it's cool and it's wonderful and it's lemon and lime. 7-Up. It's an up thing. 7-Up. Does it every time. It's clear and it's wonderful and it's totally fine. 7-Up. Hey, it's an up thing.
Check out the hottest alternative music online.
Are you ready to rock with the World League? Tomorrow, the London Monarchs try to spoil the plans of the Barcelona Dragons in their quest for a World Bowl berth. It's the World League of American Football. Tomorrow, 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific on FX.
This week on Back Chat, we check out the career of Helen Hunt.
We also meet Leroy Seuss, Dr. Seuss's weird cousin.
And we celebrate our 2nd anniversary! That's Back Chat, Sunday 4, 3 Central.
Today's game has been brought to you by Bud Light, official sponsor of the 1996 Summer Olympic Games. Make it a Bud Light. And by Arudis KT, the potent medicine for pain. And by 7-Up, it's an up thing. And by AT&T, official sponsor of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team.
Well, Bill, I don't know. It might be time for the Admirals to go for the good luck charm here.
I'll tell you, the lucky chicken. See, the Amsterdam Admirals, all last year when they were 9-1, there was a chicken walking around the field. And the first 3 games of the year, that chicken was walking around the field. Well, that chicken left. They haven't seen it. But this week, the players said they saw the chicken back at practice.
First 7 weeks, it flew the coop. Straight back to pass once again, Ballard. Ballard throws, little comebacker, and the ball is caught once more by LaChapelle. And that's going to move the sticks.
Watch LaChapelle right here. Watch him work the DBs. See, he has two of them on him, and he knows exactly where they are, and he knows exactly where to stop and turn. Sean LaChapelle is a student of the game. He studies it. He studies every aspect of the game and the person he's playing against.
Every one of the coaches says this guy has got to be playing at the next level. Was hurt last year. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Here's that inside handoff to the fullback once again. Kihilo. And Kihilo gets it across the 40-yard line to the 41. And interesting to me, offensively, the Claymore is giving the Admirals a very different look here in the second half.
Completely different. It looks like something they drew up on the sideline they thought could work. You know, they're trapping the other way. And what I mean by trapping is they pull one of the guards. And usually they trap to their right, but now they're coming back and they're trapping to the left, and they're using a fullback. It's a fullback trap, and they're not handing the ball to Stacy.
They've had a little trouble with the fullbacks holding on to the football this year. That was something Jim Kreiner was talking to us about yesterday. Not so far today. 2nd down and 5.
Pass.
Blitz comes. Ballard unloads. Ball is caught by Tate. 1st down at the 45-yard line. Claymore's really clicking right now.
And it's funny to see that they're using the other avenues. You know, I always wondered with Claymores, hey, if you take away 27 and 88, you know, what do they have? And they're showing you. They go to the fullback, and then they're getting a tight end in the mix of things. Yo Murphy has a touchdown. You know, so they're showing you that they don't only have 2 guys offensively, they have other weapons.
And Ballard's really showing me something, too. He's showing me a very good touch when he needs to have a touch, and he's showing me a rifle arm when he needs to really gun it in there. 1st down at the 44. Here's that inside handoff to the fullback once again. A little misdirection. It gets about 2, maybe 3 on 1st down. Pascal Davis makes the stop. That's the old let them see it until they stop it.
Yeah, and you know, they're getting 2 or 3 yards of carry. And that's not bad for them. But you know, for Amsterdam, it's really good for them, because look at the difference as opposed to last week. When they went against Vincent and the London Monarchs, they gave up 232 yards rushing. Tonight, only 50. So they've got to be happy with their performance thus far.
And you got to think they might be setting the table for Stacy, too. They're going away from them. They went on a reverse for a touchdown once. Ballard slips, steps up, runs, has had a little bit of room inside the 40 to the 39, and Rico Max sticks him as he crosses the 40.
Great athletic ability shown right there by Rico Mack. He was running full speed towards him, then slams on the brake and wraps him up. Kind of like bulldogging, calf roping, you know. Comes out there, grabs the calf, wraps him up. Now you have to tie 3 legs together real quick, Rico. 2 legs in the hand. See, that's called bulldogging in rodeo.
They didn't do much bulldogging where I was. Only doggies where I grew up with dachshunds. 3rd down and 5. Play fake pass. And Ballard will run. He's got all kinds of room. 35, 1st down. Great job. And he ran right around the defender, who I think was Jim Hanna.
It was Jim Hanna. Jim Hanna couldn't get away from the grips of James Spencer. You're going to see to your right side there, number 93. Watch. Spencer has him locked up, and Ballard just steps around him. And the receivers are covered. So he finds a little crease and takes it upfield for a 1st down. I mean, Jim Ballard's really showing you that, hey, he's capable of running this team.
Showed a lot of moxie, too. Knew exactly where he needed to get. Went feet first. 1st down at the 33-yard line. Split backs. Straight back Ballard on 1st down. With time. Waits for the clear out. Stacy can't hang on.
2nd drop pass in the backfield by Stacy. Now you can see right where he caught the ball, though, the sun is coming right into his eyes. But I'm not sure if that's an excuse or not, but it hit him in a bad spot, maybe the hands.
We talked about that sun. There it is. You can see it's low over the rim of the stadium, and when a receiver like Stacy looks back, that's what he sees.
That's what he's seeing, and he can easily lose the ball in there. Boy, Ballard, how about those numbers on the day? And you know, Scottish Claymore's team has so much depth. I don't think any other team has that good at quarterback position, that much talent.
Going up again, going deep, got a man out in front. It is LaChapelle for the score. And once again, perfect execution.
Perfect execution. How about a perfect pass? Could that have been any sweeter? What touch by Ballard. Watch LaChapelle. Gets into him, gives his defender a little wiggle right there. That's Kelly Sims he beat.
He's lit Kelly Sims up today. I hate to say that, but he has.
And they say LaChapelle doesn't have any speed. The knock on him is he doesn't have any speed.
he's a big guy, and there is a trend in the National Football League these days, and that is big wideouts. This one's blocked. Now remember, this could go the other way should the Admirals be able to pick it up and run it in.
They got to throw a flag on that. That was an intentional kick.
Right. And they do. Not a bad idea, though. Could have saved 2 points. Well, Ballard has made a pretty good stand for the fact that he might have to be considered from whence he came, and that is the starting quarterback.
Well, it's nice to have in your back pocket a quarterback that can come into the game under that situation. You know, the other 5 teams in this league, if their starting quarterback got hurt, they'd really be in trouble. Drastic drop-off. This, I mean, you're putting a guy in there that's very capable of being a starting quarterback on this team, and it's a good situation to have. For Steve Matthews, he's sitting on the sidelines thinking, well, let's take a look here at the touchdown first. And believe me, Steve Matthews is doing a little thinking. Watch this right here. Beautiful ball. Look at the air underneath it.
Let the receiver run under it. He did. LaChapelle scores, and it's a 10-point lead for Scotland.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint cents rate isn't always a dime. It could be a quarter or 65 cents on calls to Canada.
Oh.
Try AT&T True Reach Savings. On average, most people can save more than with Sprint cents when they spend $25 a month on calls in the U.S. Plus, you'll always save more on calls to Canada.
Wow, I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
The sun's up at Bay Hill, and what a lovely day for a drive. But don't forget to keep your head down, because Bay Hill is Arnold Palmer's place, and the rough edges are there by design. So who helps the business end of this legendary club run smoothly? Office Depot.
Taking care of business.
Office Depot guarantees low prices and 100% satisfaction. Because when you're responsible for the big picture, even small details are important.
Taking care of business.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess who looked a lot like you. And she had a magic wand, too.
Action Lane remembers the old porch gliders, but ours have comfortable padding and a unique gliding mechanism for a smoother, gentler ride indoors.
Once upon a time, there was a fairy princess. Your grandpa used to say it was just like me.
Introducing the new glider recliner from Action Lane. Call 1-800-700-1233 for your local dealer and a free buyer's guide.
Hi, I'm Emmett, and I'm a cowboy. This is my hat. These are my boots. These are my horses. This is where they graze. And this is my ranch. No matter whose brand is on the front gate. This is my territory. This is my zone. This is my planet.
On FX, we don't sell lemons. We show you how you can grow them.
Sometimes you can really make good lemonade out of the lemons. Garden Variety premieres Monday, only on FX.
Barry Tompkins, Bill Moss, we're in Amsterdam watching the first place. Scottish Claymores leading the Amsterdam Admirals by 10. Time is not a factor, and it is by no means too late for the Admirals. Short end-over-end kick headed for Chandler at the 20-yard line. The 25 to the 30 to the 35. So good field position for the Admirals.
Boy, you hear some popping going on out there. We take a look here. Watch number 13, Jim Ballard. Look at the composure in the pocket. Watch him find his receiver. Of course, it's easy to have some good composure in the pocket when you have that good of protection around you. Look, not overly excited, just like I knew it was coming.
Well, he's already done it 2 other times in this game. It's going to be old hat. 10 of 12, 3 touches, 174 yards. Don't have to look too far for the player of the game today. Fear out of the shotgun on first down from the 35. Clear out over the middle, caught by Smith. Smith to 40, changed direction, and is down at the 41-yard line. It's amazing how that lateral stuff just doesn't work at this level, does it?
Well, that's what they're going to have to need to do to march down the field. Will Fuhr has to just keep control of this offense. Don't go for the big long ball right away. Let's march the ball downfield. Let's take 5-6 yards a clip. Be patient.
They got 6 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 4. Double slot, and I think the center might have moved. We'll see. Ty Parton jumped across, but
I think he was a little anxious right there.
Encroachment. Number 95 of the defense. A 5-yard penalty from the previous spot results in a first down.
So there's a freebie for the Admirals. Encroachment always sounds so much more serious than it really is. First down now, the ball at the 46-yard line. Fuhrer throws. Ball's caught by Smith again. That's a gain of about 8. And a first down in Claymore's territory.
And Will Fuhrer is taking what they're giving him. Scotland's giving him everything underneath, and Will Fuhrer is being patient and taking it. You know, Scotland's saying, hey, you know, let's give it to him because then he's going to want to hit the home run ball. And when he goes for that, then he'll make a mistake, and we'll intercept it. We'll be there for him. Will Fuhrer's being patient, taking what they're giving him.
Looking at a 2nd and a long 3. Might have a freebie again. Fuhrer throws. Ball's caught by Jones. And a first down. Jones still on his feet and dragged down as he gets to the 35-yard line of Scotland. And meanwhile, the Rhine Fire dominating the Galaxy in Frankfurt.
Boy, Frankfurt really struggling after they started off the season 4-0. And then they changed offenses down there, and an offensive coordinator changed, and since then they haven't been able to win anything.
Things about to change dramatically as to who will be the opponent of the Scottish Claymores in the World Bowl.
Well, Frankfurt appears to be going to be 4-4. Now Amsterdam has to take control of things here.
Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to have to start looking at the Rhine Fire. Fuhrer in trouble, got away, throws in the middle of nowhere.
He's lucky on that one. He's lucky on that one. See, that's what Scotland's philosophy is right now. Wait till he makes a mistake, because he will make a mistake. And right there, he almost did. There's good coverage downfield. He has good time. He looks, can't find anybody. And right here, he tries to force it. And look, George Godhill, if he had his balance, would have picked that off.
And had a lot of room in front of him if he did. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 34-yard line of the Claymores. And Fuhrer steps up, throws, crossing pattern, caught this time by Bobo, and Bobo gets it down to the 15-yard line.
Boy, was that nice. Was that nice all the way around. Good protection up front. Everything starts up front. Will Fuhrer sees the field. Now watch the change right here. See Diedrich Smith clear everybody out, and then right underneath comes Philip Bobo. And as he makes his cut, Fuhrer puts the ball right on the numbers.
So another first down, the ball at the 15-yard line. As we said, the clock is not a factor at all. 7.5 minutes remaining. And Fuhrer to throw again, does so, end zone, touchdown! Bobo just turned his man 18 different ways.
Flag on the play.
And that might be against Bobo if there is. He got his man turned around, and now the question is which way?
Touchdown Amsterdam.
I think that's right.
Nice offensive drive. I'm very impressed with the Amsterdam Admirals offense and the composure they had.
Pass interference on the defense. The result of the play is a touchdown. The penalty is declined.
Well, Bobo with 2 big plays. One for the touchdown, one for a first down at the 15-yard line. And Bobo obviously forgetting about those stitches in his hand.
Philip Bobo, along with the rest of the Amsterdam offense, showing a lot of character.
Bobo's 4th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the ball game. And this to make it a 3-point ball game. It is good. And the Amsterdam Admirals just not going away and not folding their tent as their coach might have suggested. Don't go away. 3-point game. We'll be back.
Look, you have got to go to Office Depot and see for yourself. Office Depot has the best selection.
I buzz in, I get what I want, and I'm gone.
Either call or fax your order in. You can have delivery the very next day. Office Depot has a great catalog with everything from A to Z. Office Depot, the best.
Office Depot, taking care of business for companies of every size, everywhere, every day.
Finding oneself alone in this world can be terrifying.
Poor thing, you must have fallen out.
I knew I must return him to his family to ensure he's consumed at optimum freshness.
I don't see him, do you?
Excuse me, he's lost.
Lost beer coming through.
See him? We'll find him any minute. I can feel it. Excuse me. Don't give up.
Hey, who's missing a bottle? Got a lost bottle here.
Budweiser. Brewery fresh taste. Strictly enforced.
Don't worry, little fella. We'll find him.
Hi, this is Malcolm Shower from the Amsterdam Avenue.
I'm Andre Hewitt of Scottish Claymores.
I'm Steve Brooks from the Frankfurt Galaxy.
And you're watching FX.
We're here to tell you about AbWorks from Nordic Track, the advanced abdominal exerciser. AbWorks is fun, it's new, and it's hot. Get AbWorks for a smoking new waistline.
With AbWorks, you can effectively work your abs with complete neck and back support.
Look better. Sculpt the abs of your dreams. The ultimate ab machine is here. AbWorks by Nordic Track. Work upper, lower, and side abdominals with complete support for the head, neck, and spine for a safe workout. Tone your entire waistline in just 5 minutes a day. Get it for $119.95 or 4 easy payments of $29.95.
Call now to order and get this free workout video with complete instructions for 15 AbWorks exercises, plus my 20-minute aerobic workout. That's everything you need.
Call now to order the complete AbWorks system for $119.95 or 4 easy payments of $29.95. Get your AbWorks today.
Barry Tompkins, Bill Moss, the sun's setting on Olympic Stadium, but it's shining right now on Bobo and the rest of the Amsterdam Admirals. They trail now by only 3 points. Emotionally, maybe more important than anything else, they're back in this game. Kick this time headed for Thomas. And Thomas at the 15, at the 20-yard line. They fake the reverse, and Thomas is stopped at the 24, and a flag is down, and so the Claymores are going to start deep in their own territory.
Let's go, let's go!
Let's take a look at the touchdown here. It's a blitz. James Fuller's going to come in to the left of your screen right there, and Frank Thomas is on the other side. That's man-to-man coverage downfield. And right there, Philip Bobo beats James Williams. See him right there? A little stutter and go. Takes him inside, turns him around, and then heads back towards the corner of the end zone. And a heck of a drive downfield. Will Fuhrer has something to be happy about. Showing a lot of composure on that drive. When his team was down by 10, needed a touchdown.
They put points up the last time, and the Claymores came right back and scored. Undaunted, Fuhrer came right back. Both quarterbacks doing an excellent job today.
Penalty was holding on the block on the return kickoff for Scotland, and then that backs them up to the 10-yard line and really puts them in a hole.
For them, got to get a couple of first downs. Ballard, the quarterback. Straight back he goes to pass. Throws for Dickerson out of the backfield. Dickerson with a little bit of room has the first down. Crossing the 20 to the 21-yard line. Ron Dickerson, whose dad, of course, the coach at Temple.
Yeah, boy, what a great job by Jim Ballard. I mean, he sees everybody covered downfield, so he finds his outlet man, and that's the safety valve, Ron Dickerson, out of the backfield. And puts the ball in a great position. When you throw it to your back out in the flat, you want to put the ball in a position where he just has it right in front of him and gets a turn upfield. And when he doesn't have to break his stride, has the speed right there, it's a first down.
And good hands by Dickerson. Remember, he was a flanker when he played at Arkansas. In motion, Dickerson, and they give on a crossbuck this time to Stacy. Got about 2.
Ron Stacy really put on the shelf by the Amsterdam defense this afternoon. How about that? 0.1 yards a carry. Quite a tribute to the men up front for Amsterdam. And the thing about it is when you get in a fist fight like this, it's for 60 minutes. and it's real critical now that these guys keep the heat on them up front.
2nd and 7 now for Ballard. He will go up and throws a little out, in and out of the hands of Stacy. And Stacy having all kinds of problems, not only running the ball, but catching it today.
Well, there was no sun in his eyes down there. That's the shaded end of the field. You know, it seems like when it comes time and you really get out of rhythm, you're out of rhythm for Sharon Stacy. He hasn't been able to run today. He's had 3 drop passes.
Third down and 7, a big play here for both teams. They go out of the I formation. Straight back. They swing it out of the backfield this time for Stacy, and Stacy is going to be stopped short of the first down.
Big defensive series for the Amsterdam Admirals. That's really giving the momentum back to the offense. They've got to punt now. Scottish Claymores have to punt. And the Amsterdam Admirals are going to have a short field.
Keith Franklin made the play, and he is jacked, and so are the Admirals, and what a difference a period of about 10 minutes has made. Remember Al Luganville accusing both his offense and his defense of quitting on him? Well, the dog's still hunting. How's that for a down-home expression?
Yeehaw.
And the punt will take a Claymore's bounce, and it's going to wind up in pretty good shape at about the 28-yard line. So we'll jump off the track. It's a 3-point ball game, and the Amsterdam Admirals will have it with 5 minutes left.
7 Up attitude.
It's a given. It's the way it makes you feel. It's the lift that you get. It's a rhythm in your step, 'cause it's cool and it's wonderful and it's lemon and lime. It's an up thing. Does it every time. It's clear and it's wonderful and it's totally fine. Hey, it's an up thing.
Where is the one place to carbonate your brain?
Whenever you're sent out to pick up a movie, your homecoming could go one of 2 ways. Homecoming A, homecoming B. To avoid B, give them a choice. Bring home a safety video. Blockbuster has thousands of videos to guarantee your success. Unless your safety video is, say, a documentary on the physiology of fungus. Fungus, Fred?
Fungus.
Make it a Blockbuster night.
So why did you leave AT&T?
I fell for the gimmicks.
And
I'm disappointed.
I miss AT&T.
AT&T misses you too.
So we're making it easy to come back.
Anything that makes my life easier, I'm for it.
How does up to 100 free AT&T minutes sound?
I like free minutes.
We'll send you AT&T long-distance certificates good for up to 100 free minutes, just for switching back to AT&T.
100 free minutes, I'm there.
There's more. Only AT&T customers can get AT&T True Reach savings. Spend $25 a month and you save 25% to anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. You're covered on every type of call on your AT&T phone bill.
What more could you ask for?
How about this? AT&T puts your savings in black and white.
What have I got to do to come back to you guys?
All you have to do is call 1-800-GET-TRUE, and you'll get up to 100 free AT&T minutes. So, what do you think?
I think we'll switch.
Good decision.
Thank you.
You know what to do.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
5 minutes left. Scotland by 3. Amsterdam with the ball. You want heroes? We got a whole bunch of them, Bill.
Yeah, and everybody knew coming into the game that Sean LaChapelle was going to get a bunch of catches. And on the other end for Amsterdam Admirals, Philip Bobo's their go-to guy. These 2 guys made a big difference in today's game, particularly in the second half. 4 touchdowns between the 2 of these guys in the second half.
That was the first punt of the second half, incidentally, by the Claymores. And the Admirals start at the 28-yard line. Will Furers directed 2 straight touchdown marches. Will step up and go down as he crosses the 25. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard on the play.
Well, he had that man wide open in the flat, and that was Bean O'Brien. But he never got the chance to find him. See him leaving out on the left of the screen there? Nobody's on him. But Will doesn't even look that way. He feels the pocket close down around him and tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't quite make it. It's 2nd and 12.
Joe O'Brien made the defensive play. Fuhrer again out of the shotgun, steps up, throws underneath, ball's caught once more,
That's Dedrick Smith, the slot receiver. And back to what got them moving the last time they had the ball. The short possession routes. 5-6 yards, take a shot, move them downfield, little pieces at a time.
Got about 6, maybe 7 on that play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7. I'll call it 3rd and 6. Fuhrer with time, throws wide open. Chandler's got it at the 45. Running laterally, headed for midfield. Is at midfield. Cuts it back and knocked out of bounds short of the 45 at the 46, but a big first down for Amsterdam.
Nice play calling by the Amsterdam Admirals. Joe Clark did a fine job on that play. Right here, you're going to see Davy Jones, number 80, stretch the field, taking the safety with him, and then underneath comes Darren Chandler, 85 right in there in the middle of your screen. He catches the ball, and there's nobody with him underneath. Nobody in the middle of the field, just Darren Chandler.
They mark it at the 46-yard line, and another big 3rd down play for Will Fuhrer. Fuhrer looking over the middle again, runs out of time. Now he'll run. He's at the 45. He's got room. He's at the 40. He's at the 35, the 30. Touchdown. He can go all the way. At the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Admirals. Will Fuhrer from 46 yards out.
Darren Chandler, Davy Jones, they were covered. And when they saw Will Fuhrer take off for the sidelines, they came back and threw blocks.
And that man is saying, what has happened to my defense? The best in the league.
It's amazing watching the Amsterdam Admirals. Will the real Amsterdam Admirals please stand up?
And they've stood up and they've sat down and they've stood up and they've laid down and they've stood up again. And right now they're very much up.
And Will Fuhrer and Al Luganville picked this team up a couple times.
And now the clock is becoming a bit of a factor. 3:43 left. Try for point is up and good. And the Admirals are back in front. Will Fuhrer has had a spectacular run here in the second half.
Watch number 7, Will Fuhrer, in the middle of your screen right there. He sets up in the pocket, can't find anybody, has a lot of time. Ducks out of the pocket to try to see if he can free somebody up. Can't, so he heads for the sidelines. And see the block thrown there by Davy Jones?
You see the clip thrown there?
Well, we saw it, but the ref didn't. Nothing but daylight. Will Fuhrer's head on a swivel. He was heading for it, and look, he says, I'm going to come over there. He thought he was going to slide it first. Then he says, hey, look at all the room I got. Little fancy footwork there. High step. Show the Heisman step right there, huh?
I like it.
He looked like he was about to slide for the first down and be happy with that. Then he looks downfield and says, hey, nobody's in my way. So might as well take it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, a little left at the end, too. 4-point lead, Amsterdam.
And you know, now the missed extra point by Scotland really comes into play. If it was 28, they'd be down by a field goal and have a chance to tie this thing up with 3 minutes and 43 seconds left in the game.
And nobody has left Olympic Stadium. It's not a big crowd, but we said this last week, too, and you've seen a lot more games than I have. Maybe not always big, but always active participants. Short kick, handled by Thomas. This time they do reverse for Gissendaner. And it doesn't get him much as Gissendaner's down at the 25-yard line by Robert O'Neill.
Well, things are really heating up. Rhine is beating Frankfurt 31-0. So Frankfurt, more or less, lost this game. And that's going to put them at 4-4. Now, if Amsterdam can find a way to hold on to this lead, and they'll be 4-4. And then it would be a battle between Frankfurt and Amsterdam to see who's going to get there down the stretch. And those two teams play each other the last week of the season.
I don't think it's quite a gimme yet for the Amsterdam Admirals. 3:35 left. That's a gang of time, of course. Ballard straight back. Going to put it up. Throws. And it is intercepted. Intercepted by Robert O'Neill. And I have to say, Yo Murphy was wide open on that play. Wide open.
Take a look here. Rashawn LaChapelle on Tommy Jones. He leaves Tommy Jones, turns inside. Now watch the fine job by Robert Jones. The ball actually overthrown. If the ball was thrown on the money, LaChapelle would have had a catch because he was in front of Robert O'Neal, pardon me. He was in front of Robert O'Neal, and the ball was thrown high. O'Neal able to get his hand in there, jar it loose, and then keep his eyes on the ball as he's coming down and catch it for an interception.
Al Luganville asked his players who's going to step up, and since he's asked that, and I realize these things are rhetorical and it's just all in the spirit of the game, but he's had a half a dozen guys take him literally. Bobo has stepped up, O'Neal has stepped up, Fuhrer has stepped up. And they give this time to Bino Bryant. Bryant stopped short of the 30-yard line at the 32. George Coghill on the stop.
And nobody on Amsterdam sidelines is on the bench. They're all standing up, you know. Now they're all hovering around now, Luganville. Look at the guys. Remember in the third quarter? Nobody was standing up. They were all sitting on the bench, getting chewed out, feeling sorry for themselves. Will Fuhrer and Al Luganville have rallied this team, given him a sense of belief, and it's showing right now.
He has run the emotional gamut tonight.
Kevin Farkas jumped off sides right there. And you don't want penalties to come up and bite you right now. And they've had problems with penalties in the past.
2 minutes, 49 seconds remaining. Lance Zeno pacing the sidelines.
5-yard penalty.
It's going to make it a 2nd down and 12.
Well, a touchdown here by Amsterdam would more or less seal it for them. And a field goal would put it at 7, and that would force Scotland to have to score a touchdown just to tie.
Fuhrer going to put it up on 2nd and 12. Safe pass out of the backfield, almost intercepted off the hand of Bino Bryant, and that was going to be a touchdown for James Williams.
Boy, Amsterdam caught a break there. Watch Will Fuhrer. See, this time he sees Bino Bryant out in the flat. Throws the ball high. Bino tips it up, and James Williams got a hand on it. And he's wishing right now that he could have picked that thing off. And interceptions have eluded James Williams all year. He's the only DB of all the Scotland DBs that doesn't have an interception.
Clock stops now. 3rd down and 12. 3-man rush. Fuhrer hit as he throws, caught by Chandler short of the 1st down. The ball now at the 28-yard line. This would be a 45-yard field goal from here.
Well, what do you do if you're Al Luganville? It's a long field goal, and if you punt, you have a good chance of putting it in the end zone and having the ball out at the 20 anyhow.
Well, Vinatieri's longest field goal, 43 yards.
Why not go for it?
They are? Okay.
So they will let it run down to 1. It'll be 2:05 left.
You want to kill the clock?
Well, 2 minute. I got it down to the 2-minute warning, so he didn't have to call timeout, really. And Jim Kreider's thinking, was that a timeout or is that the 2-minute warning? Would be a factor for him. He trails by 4.
Looking for something?
Yeah, that dime from Sprint's long-distance plan.
Having trouble finding it, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's because depending on when you call, the Sprint cents rate isn't always a dime. It could be a quarter or 65 cents on calls to Canada.
Oh.
Try AT&T True Reach Savings. On average, most people can save more than with Sprint cents when they spend $25 a month on calls in the U.S. Plus, you'll always save more on calls to Canada.
Wow, I found what I'm looking for.
That's your true choice, AT&T.
This is it.
He's out of there!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
That was only the first out of the game.
Make it a Bud Light.
That's a real beaver?
Before he was dirty, he was already hairy.
Better do more than just point a gun at me, mister.
Clint Eastwood and Rawhide, next, only on FX. On FXM, movies from Fox. This June, every Friday in drama, it's the FXM Spotlight, celebrating the film career of Richard Widmark.
Once and for all, we've got to show.
He was a dark hero, dangerous, cocky, a wise guy with a killer smile. 4 riveting Fox dramas, 4 signature Widmark performances. The FXM spotlight is on. Call your cable operator about this new movie network today.
Every town has its share of conflict.
I'm a transsexual.
Well, my daughter's in his class. Every town has its share of tragedies.
Is he going to die?
Dear God in heaven. And through all the struggles,
I don't even know who you are anymore.
every family.
We're at the 2-minute warning. They're having a good old time here in Amsterdam. Why not? Their team has come from behind to lead at 31-27. Down in Frankfurt, Rhine Fire having a good time too. Frankfurt has scored with the Rhine Fire comfortably in front with 2 minutes left in that ball game, a little more than 2 minutes, and it's a 31-8 Rhine Fire lead.
And they're going for it.
4th down and about 3.5. Quarterback draw, and Fuhrer's got it.
Well, he got it, and he paid for it.
Good call.
He feels he has the hot hand, or should I say the hot feet. He's getting the bug now to run. So he calls his own number on the quarterback draw, sets up in the pocket, waits for the defensive lineman to get past the offensive lineman, and takes it right up the middle.
The clock continues to run, and I'm not quite sure what Claymores are thinking about.
Yeah, and I didn't understand why they didn't call timeout before the 2-minute warning, to force them to run the play in hopes of getting the ball back. If they got the ball back, they could have used the 2-minute as an additional timeout.
Exactly. Play fake this time. And Saka is the man that was running with the ball. John Saka, who...
Flag on the field.
They will use Saka in that situation, so the flag means the clock will stop for the moment at least. And 1 minute and 9 seconds left.
Number 95 of the defense. Illegal contact with the helmet.
It's a personal foul against the Claymore. Is going to be another first down.
Well, they didn't need that. And you know, there was going to come a time where, for Scottish Claymores, how many times can you go to the well until it comes up empty? And today, number 27, their well, came up empty. And it really put them in a bind in the first half.
He's right here. Just go tell him. No, just go run right to him and call the timeout. Run right to it, right to it. As soon as the play's over.
They only have one more timeout, as you saw a moment ago, and they will run down there. Joe O'Brien will be the messenger. As soon as the play's over, run down, call a timeout. But it's just about a moot point here with a first down at the 15-yard line. John Saka remains the quarterback. Saka gives to Bryant this time. Bryant just trying to use a little of the clock. Now he slips a tackle. Wants to stay in bounds, is knocked out of bounds. Now they don't have to burn a timeout.
Well, they had their big people in up front, the Amsterdam Admirals, and 73, Willie Williams was the tight end.
Flag
and he came in motion, and they're going to call holding on Willie Williams. See him right there? He drags Arnold Ali down to the ground. That's going to back him up. And they have to be careful here.
10-yard penalty to the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
They have to be careful. Now they're backing up another 10 yards, and that's going to put them...
But there's a decision to make here. Now, do you take the down, even though he did gain some yardage?
No, I want to kill the clock. God damn.
Well, Al Luganville is very adamant about killing the clock, and he doesn't care who he yells at.
Going to move the ball back to the 25-yard line, but it will give them 4 snaps again, and Claymores with just 1 timeout. Al's put a few miles on those shoes tonight.
I'd like to count how far he walks through the course of a game.
Put a few miles on his mouth, too. And Saka on the sneak. Kind of a quarterback Saka, if you will.
And there he gets his timeout. Al wanted. His offense gets to view the situation. And
well, the doesn't end here on FX. Got a pretty darn good ball game for you tomorrow, and especially with the way things have gone tonight. Now, Barcelona and London, yeah, they're both 3 and 4, and yes, they're both still very much in the hunt to form the other half of the World Bowl game with the Scottish Claymores. That's tomorrow, 6 o'clock here in Central Europe.
Barry, you know what's really interesting is, well, the last 2 weeks I saw the Scottish Claymores get a little sloppy in their play. They've been up by a lot of points, and Ryan almost came back and beat them. And last week against Frankfurt, their second half play was sloppy. And today, I was talking to Jim Soker before the game. He goes, you know, I've never seen my players like this. They're very loose today. Look, they're out here playing catch, fooling around. And he was hoping it was a good sign. But actually, it wasn't. I mean, that's how they felt. They were loose. They thought it was an easy win down here. And they didn't come into the game prepared to play a full game. Typical of the Scottish Claymore style of play, and the result here has been detrimental to them.
Well, they lit it up in the third quarter, and then they forgot how to score. And a costly interception. And that set up Will Fuhrer for some fourth quarter dramatics, which has given his team the lead, and apparently the lead to stay with 42, 41, now 40 seconds remaining.
I didn't understand Al Lugabill. He wanted a timeout before the 2 minutes, which he should have let the clock run down. He's in control of the ball. Then he wanted a timeout there, and I can't grasp why. He was in a situation where it was first down, and he wanted to call a timeout. He can let the clock run down.
Well, the clock continues to run down, and I don't think there's anything the Claymores can do about this. Osaka takes a knee. And this one is going to be in the bank.
Yeah, it looks like Amsterdam continues their home winning record, 4-0 this year.
Well, this one falls into the category, I think, of gutsy win, because this team was in a situation where it easily could have folded its tent, and it didn't do that.
Well, you hope for Amsterdam that they learned something today, and it'll carry with them in the remaining 2 weeks, because they are very much in control, and these two teams could very well meet June 23rd in the World Bowl. And for Scotland, you know, it has to be a wake-up call for them.
Here's what's left for the Amsterdam Admirals. They play against the Rhine Fire, who now likely will be 3 and 5, and with 2 victories in a row under its belt. So that's not exactly going to be a gimme. It's in Dusseldorf, and then on the 15th, they finish with the Frankfurt Galaxy. And any coach will tell you, despite the fact they're headed for the World Bowl, you want your team to be on an up and not flat. A lot of heroes. As you look at a couple of them, here's one of them right here. Fuhrer, DeWitt made a big play. The quarterback Ballard coming on for Matthews. So you pick your hero, folks. There's any one of a number of guys, but the Amsterdam Admirals are winners, and that's the bottom line. The final score, Amsterdam 31 and the Scottish Claymores 27. For Bill Moss, I'm Barry Tompkins. We'll see you down the road.